Welcome to the weekend pregame episode 13. Today is May 13th, and we recently
Weekend
discovered.
pregame?
Oh shit! Nope, sorry. Monday night bloodbath. Damn,
the wrong day of the week.
I blew my whole fucking thing. I got this whole spiel, and I totally screwed it up. Anyways, well, as I was going to say, we recently discovered that Ashley Biden confirmed that is her diary. And that she actually was taking showers with her dad roughly around the age of 11. We're not going to discuss that tonight. We're just going to let you think about it.
Because that's not creepy at all.
How you doing, Neo? It's been a while.
Yes, it has been a while. It's good to be back on Bloodbath episode 13. I don't remember what the last one I was on. I was gone for a little bit, and then you were gone for a couple episodes.
Yeah.
And then I was gone again. So, I'm going to be gone more this month for work stuff. So I'm not doing a whole lot on my channel this month either. But I do have a couple of streams when I can fit them in. So it's always good to be live doing stuff when I can.
So I do have a surprise guest in the background.
Oh.
The biggest asshat I know, and someone who hates talking politics, wanted to join us tonight.
Interesting choice for a political stream.
Steve, how you doing, Steve?
Somehow I got invited to a political show.
I told you what this was, and you said, "Yeah, maybe." And here you are.
Fuck it.
I literally asked you, "Hey, you want to talk politics tonight?" And you said, "Maybe."
Apparently, I just hate myself. I don't know.
You know what? I think that's probably right.
I didn't have enough cringe from the show Thursday. I needed some more.
Well, yeah, Thursday was a different episode. Thursday was a little different.
It's just because it's the 13th episode. It's going to go to shit anyways. That's why you invited me.
Right. Yes. The lucky number 13.
On the 13th.
So, Steve, since you pretty much avoid anything political, I kind of wanted to start this episode a little lighthearted because there's a chance that I might even get triggered on this episode because we're going to be talking about some of the dumb shit from 2020 that is coming back around in a weird way. But until then, Steve, did you see this?
I think so.
You think so?
That's
so
okay.
Yay or nay? Did he shit himself or not?
Fake.
Well, really? You don't think those fart noises are real?
No.
Okay. Well, there's clips without the fart noises where this was actually happened, and it's even much longer. Or let me see if it happens in this one. Look how she watched his wife over here, Dr. Jill Biden, watches him, and then she walks away in shame. Why'd she just walk away? My guess is she knew what just happened.
I mean, he's got the bent knees that make it look like it.
I mean,
he's got the stance.
He freezes up and stops moving. It's like he was trying to hold something in right there. Is there any real doubt about what was going on right there?
Well, I mean, of course, the White House hasn't confirmed.
That's gonna be another Hunter Biden situation. Whose drugs is it?
Oh,
yeah. Who shit themselves? The government ain't gonna fucking admit to that.
We have no idea how this cocaine ended up in the White House. No idea.
Parts of me hopes the whole Biden family gets a show the fucking Kardashians, so we can just continue laughing at them.
Just like the Obamas after they got out of office.
Closer to the Osbournes.
Well, I guess a reality show, and it's just Hunter cracked out, yelling at his dad and making him shit himself like a fainting goat.
Yeah, and then Biden just being completely oblivious to everything.
Oh, he loves me. He's not on crack, and there's just powder all over his upper lip.
Except he would be about as understandable as Ozzy Osbourne was in that show because he can barely fucking talk.
The worst part, he can't even get on stage and sing. Like, at least Ozzy could sing and you could understand him.
You know what? That would be interesting.
Well, wait. Ozzy, you can understand when he's singing, not when he's talking.
Yes, that's what he was saying. He was saying Biden can't get on stage and sing, but that would be interesting.
Gotcha.
Maybe something happens in your brain when you sing. I mean, outside of the fact that obviously, like, Ozzy has years and years and years of like that muscle memory, right? Maybe something else happens differently with your brain when you're actually singing. It's something I always wondered. And that's why Ozzy was, you could understand what the hell he was saying if he sang it.
There's probably something to that because a lot of times, like people with really heavy accents, like when you sing, you don't hear any accent.
Yep.
Or it's like diminished.
Makes sense.
And I don't want a reality TV show of the Bidens. I don't want anything. I just slip away into obscurity after this.
I don't think there's a reality show that could catch my interest.
I think it should be forced and they have to fund it and all the proceeds go to the fucking paying back the government. The people. Going back to paying the people that fucking they robbed.
Oh, I was like, giving the government more money?
They would definitely sign up for that then, I mean. But I don't know who's paying to watch that show.
Closest thing to a reality show is I like watching people who rag on the garbage reality shows like MILF Manor. That's pretty funny.
Never watched that.
I've never seen it either, but I've watched videos of people ripping on it. That's pretty good.
Steve, do you know what MILF Manor is?
No.
Take that as a no.
So it's like a dating show with a bunch of MILFs, right? And here's
questionable because some of the women I see and dudes are all like, "Oh my god, that's a MILF." I'm like, "Bitch, you faker than the Kardashians' ass."
So this is still TV, right? This is like actual TV, not streaming. Yeah. Anyhow, so it's a bunch of MILFs, and the twist is they're all supposed to hook
their sons come with them.
Their sons are the other contestants.
And it's about the sons hooking up with the other moms.
It's weird.
It's weird.
It's weird.
Like I'm all for dating older women, but like no.
No.
You'd never catch me on a damn show with my mother trying to pick up on another mom, dude.
Yeah.
My mom be over there. His dick's so small.
Well, so we had another Biden clip come out this week, and this one's Steve. I really would like to see what you've got to say to this one, because he's actually this is a CNN interview.
I'm starting to feel that this was a setup for you to just ask me all sorts of fucked up political questions.
Well, because you stay away from this stuff so much, whereas like Neo and I, we kind of like we live in this, right? Like you try and stay away from this. So I'm curious how this makes you, how your brain spins on this one, because this one's fucked.
What about, I mean, but there's real pain. I mean, grocery prices are up 30%, more than 30%. Since the beginning of the pandemic, and people are spending more on food and groceries than they have at any time really in the past 30 years. I mean, that's a real day-to-day pain that people feel.
It really is, and it's real. But the fact is that if you take a look at what the people have, they have the money to spend. It angers them. And
did you hear that?
That's hilarious.
His facial expressions look fake as fuck,
dude.
Like a robot, dude. Like I haven't seen his eyes open up that wide.
Oh,
like
that's a rabbit hole. That's
a
different tinfoil rabbit hole, Steve.
And at the beginning, like it looked like he shit himself again, but. He looked
lost in the beginning when she was asking the question, and he was kind of like,
Well, his mouth did like an opening thing, like he did like a relief.
Yeah.
But as to people having the money to spend, fuck you. Like, I have money to spend because I work really fucking hard. I shouldn't be spending it on necessities that are overpriced because your inflated economy.
Well, but let's listen to him again.
Take a look at what the men people have. They have the money to spend.
You have the money to spend, Steve. Joe Biden said it. You have the money to spend. Yes, grocery prices are up 30%, but you have the money to spend now.
Well, yes.
My paid editing, I haven't gotten a 30% raise. How about you, Neo?
Nope, can't say that I have.
And you know what? I did not have the chat open. I have been neglectful.
I was going to mention that, but yeah, I mean, I get a small cost of living increase, but I don't even think that keeps up with inflation these days.
Hell no. No. What was the latest? It was like 9-something%.
Yeah, and I think typically it's
3.
like 3%.
Yeah.
Yep. That's they give you, if you work like a major corporate job, most of the time you'll get an annual 3% minimum raise.
But you know what? A lot of places stopped doing that back in 2008. Back in 2008, a lot of places went on what do they call them? Wage increase. They froze wage increases. And so like now that's made it more common, and Neo and I work in the same industry essentially. And for me and a lot of other people that work in tech, it's like you just have to go get a new job every 3 to 4 years to actually get paid what you're making. Like that's very normal practice in tech. And I feel like, and that's kind of how it's always been in it, but I feel like that's kind of become everywhere else. And in every other industry, you just go and work someplace else every 3 to 4 years.
Pretty much what it's been like for me.
That's what it's like. Yeah, instead of you get hiring bonuses, what about the bonuses to the motherfuckers that make your wheel churn?
Yeah, it's just like with, I mean, it pisses me off to no end, but I could go on a rant about ISPs, but it's always like, hey, sign up now and get, this big discounted rate. But all you people who are already our customers, you guys can suck it because we're going to jack your rates up. And then you have to you don't just get it. You have to call them and complain and be like, all right, I'm going to leave if I don't get a better rate. And then they'll finally, give you what all the new people get, because it's like from, I don't know what the numbers are, but like statistically, it's like 10 times easier to keep an existing customer than it is to gain a new one. And so, that's why they do that.
Well, that just goes to everything in society. It's a throwaway society. We don't give a fuck about you. We got your money later.
Yeah. And on that clip of her, talking to Biden about that, obviously CNN, so you pretty much already know what side they're coming at it from.
The fact that they even asked the question, the fact that they stated groceries are up 30%.
Well, that's the thing, is when she was asking that, she was like very hesitant to say more than 30%. We know it's more than 30%, but she's like, oh, I can't dare offend the president because we all know this is his fault and his terrible policies, but I have to make it seem like it's not his fault. It's like, come on.
Yeah, I'm shocked CNN went there. I'm just reading the tweet. Grocery prices are up 30%. That's real the day-to-day pain that the people feel. They almost put his feet to the iron, but they let him just get away with it.
Yeah, that's probably the most hardball question that Biden would get from CNN.
There's no way they run this guy. They've got until like August or something to make up their minds, right?
Oh, whether he's going to be the nominee or someone else.
There's no way they're running this guy. I've been saying it the whole time we've been doing this show, which has been a few months now, even though we pretty much took the month of April off. Yeah, there's no way they run this guy. And guess who's coming back up in conversations? I don't have any receipts to this, but I'm hearing the name Michelle Obama again.
Big Mike.
Big Mike.
God damn.
So real quick, before we go to the next thing, let's say hello to chat. We've got Gavino Trill 999 over on Kick. Just followed. Hope you're having a good stream. All love and God bless. Grow together. Hey, Gavino, thanks for the follow, and God bless you too, sir. And then Devil with the proper, with the very accurate statement. I trust Steve. He's an expert on shitting his pants. I do too. That's why I needed to get his opinion.
What's up, Devil? Maybe do it.
You. Steve's an expert at shitting his pants, and then you say I do too. Like that's.
I don't think I said that.
You did too.
Oh no, I think I do as well. Think you are an expert at shitting your pants.
It sounded like you said you were admitting to shitting your pants as well. Is all I'm saying.
Shut the hell up. And hey to Forking Around.
What's up, Forgan? And there's some dude named Steve in the chat too. I don't know.
Then we got Steve in the chat. Forgan saying groceries are crazy. Yeah, basically have to quit to get a job or threaten to quit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that seems to be very. And Forkin works in a different industry from what we work in. Steve's kind of an anomaly because he's like worked for himself on and off for the last, I don't know, 20 fucking years or something.
Because I get tired.
Which I guess you could say is kind of the same thing, really.
I get tired of making other people rich.
You get tired of having to fucking deal with people. Let's be real. You hate having a boss, and I don't blame you.
I was raised to question authority. I just take it a little extreme.
Yeah. Being entrepreneurial definitely has its pros and cons.
I'm very not PC.
Color me shocked.
Right. Yeah. Speaking of shock, he's really late. He's like I'm going to be a few minutes late. 21 minutes later.
Oh.
Hey, Forging Valorants. How you doing, sir? Or ma'am. Actually, I'm not sure.
That looks like a Transformer, but I don't know which one.
Whoa.
Transformer?
That's kind of fucked up.
I can't tell. It's too small.
That'd be my guess.
I thought it was an anime thing until you said that. Where's my list of shit? Where'd it go? All right. Okay. Since we're just doing quick hits until Shock gets here. So we've got this. I'm sure Neo saw this. This is another fun one of mental retardation of people that got elected. How do these people get elected? I don't know.
I was right. It was a Transformer. Starscream.
Oh, it is Starscream. And look who it is. Why did it not go? Oh, because I have this thing.
There I am.
There he is.
There I am. What's up, dudes?
How you doing, sir?
Shaka Zulu.
Good. Have we talked about RFK yet?
No, we're just doing the quick hits. We talked about Biden pooping his pants. Where do you stand on that?
Definitely did it.
Yeah.
Definitely shattered. If I was going to be very nice, it's a shart.
Okay.
If I had to be nice,
I have seen little kids stop to just like do a massive fart like that. You're right.
Yeah, if I would be nice, yeah.
And we talked about
if you can't meet in the middle, then you're a far leftist.
You're right. You want to know what I told myself when the 2020 election was going on? I said if you can't say something nice about the other, the person who you're not voting for, you're completely compromised, right?
Oh yeah.
And my nice thing about Biden was how I felt sorry for him because I think this is elder abuse.
Dude, that's what Cat Williams said.
And
I hated Cat Williams for saying that because I'm like, you're just defending Biden by saying that.
Right.
You actually hold that opinion.
So,
like, I know you're joking.
So, well, it's okay. So I see where you're coming from about how you're defending Biden, right? I understand where you're coming from. And like, that's not exactly a fair thing, but like on paper that it is what it is, even though this is all
Well, he doesn't have anything good to say about Trump. That's what I mean.
Oh,
that was
right.
he doesn't like Trump, and his defense of Biden was that. And I'm like, you're just defending him. Like, what do you mean? You criticize him and defend him, and you have no alternative answers.
I don't know a damn thing about
Cat Williams
and his political views. I liked that interview with Shannon Sharp was interesting a few months ago.
He was just afraid at the time, and now he's not afraid anymore. That's my thing. I think 2020 he was a coward. 2022 he came out like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna let it all out now.
Well,
to me, that's what clearly happened.
Yeah, I don't know what he did in 2022, but Shannon Sharp was 2024. I have not watched his Netflix special where supposedly he has a positive thing to say about Trump, saying he's the blackest president we've ever had or something along those lines.
He said stuff like that later.
Steve, you're muted.
Excuse me?
Oh, bro, I have a screenshot I can share you, dude. I decided I haven't gotten like In and Out in years, not years, probably like a year. I haven't gotten In and Out, dude. Everything is up $3 and I lost my shit.
Well, that's the other thing that you missed.
I lost my absolute shit. Where everything
no
was
wonder why you're late. You were in the fucking In and Out line for the last half an hour.
No, I start work at 5 a.m. so lunch is at 10. So there's no lines in it. Like I remember like when we would go to In and Outs, like the managers would get so mad and they were like, "Gosh, why is everyone so urgent to have a burger at 10 in the morning?" And we're like, "Fuck you! We got up at 3, you piece of shit.
Yeah,
like, we're hungry."
But yeah, that's the other part that you missed was we talked about CNN's interviewer asking Biden about the 30% inflation increase, and he's like, "Oh, people have more money to spend." It's really? Where is this money then?
Holy shit!
No, he didn't say people have more money. He said you have money to spend.
He said you have the money.
That's right.
The 30% increase doesn't matter because you have the money. You have the money.
God,
it's food. I have to get it. Like I need it.
You know what? I didn't pull it, but I saw something. It might have been on Tim Pool showing the average savings, and like in 2019, it was the highest Americans' average saving has ever been, and now it's negative.
Yep.
Like 4 short years later, it's fucked. Like.
And that's why I haven't purchased a truck. I'm praying for the collapse. Bring on the collapse.
Dude,
I am going
collapse,
to.
bro.
I don't need no damn collapse. Look, mine is affected by
Steve
a
is
fucking
full
collapse.
accelerationist.
Yourself.
Oh yeah.
I'm fucking bring it on, dude.
I'm voting for
buy your
Steve.
$80,000 truck for 10 grand. Let's
Well,
go.
you better start paying the bills around here then, asshole.
in the collapse. Okay, cool. Because depending on who gets in, you might get a little kickback.
Yeah, I don't know.
You could just go to your landlord and be like, "Hey, I'm broke. I'll give you $1,000. Let me stay."
Anyhow,
like start hustling your rent prices, dude. Fuck it.
So let's talk about this elected retard.
Oh my.
Steve, you know who this is?
Upper lip is a bird lip. Definitely lots of Botox.
Yep.
No clue.
This is the governor of New York, Kathy Hochul. This is what she had to say last week.
She says a lot of dumb shit.
Her name
Young
says
black
it
kids
all.
growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things. And I want the world open
That's
up to all of
racist.
them.
You're
Because
watching the wrong
when you
video,
have
by
their
the way.
Which
You gotta watch the TikTok one where the black guy pretends to be an ape looking at the bed. He like picks up the laptop. He's like, he gets all scared.
Well, they did the same thing with that. So that was
saw that
done
one.
when Biden said black people don't know how to use it, don't know how to get online.
Yeah.
Like, fuck these assholes, man. How do these people keep winning elections?
These
Like,
people are so racist.
I don't know.
if you don't vote for me, you're not black. Like, dude.
What was I gonna say? I love the G Prime cartoon where it's this black girl and she's like being held down by like Secret Service, and she's like, "I'll never vote for you," and then Biden's like, "Well, I guess you ain't black,"
And sucks the black out of her.
He sucks the black
Oh,
out of her.
yeah.
Straight out,
Spot on.
straight out of Amon from the first season of Legend of
Dude,
Korra.
it's so good.
So quick question. That's New York's governor, right?
Yeah.
Is that who took over from Cuomo, or did
That's
they
what I
have
was-
an election?
It was there was an election.
You know what's weird? I did a little research. Did you notice that?
Whoa.
Okay. Because we're gonna be talking about Cuomo later.
job.
I doubt you were paying very much attention to what was going on in politics in 2020, but shit was weird.
It was weird,
It,
bro.
it was terrible.
2020. I removed my head from my ass cheeks the third time in my life.
Maybe.
Just when
while
you
you were
think
doing that, everyone else was
hamburger,
shoving their head promptly up their ass cheeks.
I was
Oh, I
eating
know.
a delicious cheeseburger and fries, and I thought, yummy vaccination.
Shit.
That scared me the most in 2020. That is what pushed me over the edge. I was just like, this is an episode. This is a fucking NPC sitcom moment. This is some shit you'd see at a TV show as a joke. This is real life.
Please post the video, Steve. What the fuck?
I think he wants the video of you removing your head from your ass.
Well, Static just pointed out the fact that I probably didn't remove my head from my ass. The rest of society just shoved their head so far up, it looked like mine was removed.
I think you're right. That adds up. That adds up.
That's an interesting way of portraying the Overton window.
In case you don't know what that is, that's the window with the sketch drawing. Come on now.
Oh, I was actually leading into something, and I forgot what it was. Steve interrupted me. You guys want to talk about RFK?
Yeah, sure.
Yes,
You
please.
see the weird stuff going on with RFK?
I don't know who RFK is.
Actually, I mean, I do have some nice things to say about him. Like, it's not like terrible, but I don't like
it's not
him.
all bad.
Well, good news. I will. You're right. It's not all bad, but he's
not a legitimate candidate, though.
I don't know what you mean by that. Like, you mean
What makes a legitimate candidate?
Oh, I'm not saying he's illegitimate. I just don't think he's not gonna win or anything.
Okay, I was like, you mean he's like the
So,
Manchurian candidate? Like, what are we doing?
No.
By Shock's definition, anyone who doesn't win is an illegitimate candidate.
There we go.
It's just it's impossible to be an independent and run independent nowadays, dude. It's just
and have any chance, yeah,
and have a chance, dude. That's what sucks.
Have we ever had a non, Democrat or Republican president? Has any
Teddy Roosevelt?
Oh, you mean like an independent or something like that?
Yeah.
Weren't they called something different in the beginning? Like, weren't there like Whigs and something?
Oh, well, yeah, I know Whigs and Tories. That was UK, right? Or was that here?
There was something here. There was a third one in the very beginning. I don't know if they ever won or not, but there was something different.
Probably not, because they
hold on. There is a president. Can you guess? To win independently.
It had to be early. Andrew Jackson.
Very early. George Washington.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah. Probably because the parties didn't even really.
Yeah, they didn't exist.
Yeah.
They're still writing the federal articles and shit.
Yeah, he probably wasn't even on the ballot. Everyone just wrote him in because he was a fucking general. Or
they
whatever.
just put in like a twig, and a twig was a vote for George, and a Brock was a vote for whoever, John Hancock.
Okay. So this tweet I'm going to share.
It's Herbie Hancock.
This tweet I'm going to show is from Laura Loomer about RFK. She is not known to have any chill. So bear with me here. I am well aware of this. She says some things I don't know if I necessarily agree with, but she's just bringing some information. So it says, attention MAGA, Rand Paul is working to sabotage President Trump with his chief strategist, Doug Stafford, who is working for Marxist RFK Jr.
Yeah.
Marxist?
Yeah.
So I'm not
a bit of editorialization.
I don't know.
This is Laura Loomer stuff. I'm not too. The only so I think the big thing that RFK has over Trump is like the pharmaceutical shit, but even his pharmaceutical like solutions are just kind of pretty unrealistic, which we'll talk about later.
I was gonna say he's made some pretty dumb pharmaceuticals comments this last week.
There's only one that I know of.
The Real Talk podcast or whatever.
I don't know what podcast it was, but I've got a clip from it.
I've watched that podcast that he was in, where he said that he's not anti-vax or whatnot, and then like we kind of have a very similar opinion that he does, but like his solution for the so he's like, I'm not anti-vax, right? But I would like for the government to actually post legit data that is publicly available on COVID vaccines and measles and chickenpox and all that stuff, which is a very interesting interview that he brings up. But his solution, so the guys who are interviewing him, they try to get him. They do a bunch of gotchas that don't work. So like, so you're saying from the Oval Office, you're going to have executive orders to make drugs harder for the FDA to pass drugs and stuff like that. And he's like, no, I didn't say that. I said I would appoint people who would basically make sure that real data and more stricter standards would, be implemented. And so I'm like, you're going to fall into the same trap Trump did, where you think you're hiring the right people and these right people are going to go tell the FDA what to fucking do. Like, good luck. Like, he doesn't have actual solutions.
Did you look at the doc?
Which one?
The one for the show notes.
Oh, yeah.
Are you like foreshadowing to what's going on there?
A little bit. Yeah,
okay.
A little bit.
Because I want to talk about Trump, and he's done this twice now in the last 3 weeks. In regards
Trump's weakness is big pharma, and he takes the fucking L every time on big pharma. I'm not afraid to admit it.
But so take big pharma. I mean, obviously this is in regards to big pharma, but he's going after RFK, and he is blatantly lying.
Yep.
About RFK.
Yep, he is.
Why is he doing this? Like, here, I'm going to show it. I'm going to bring it up. This is the second time in 2 or 3 weeks that he has said something like this.
I want to see this full video, dude, because it doesn't look legit. Like, he talks kind of funny in it.
Okay.
I think he talks funny.
Let's take a look.
And by the way, he said the other night that vaccines are fine. He said it on a show, a television show, that vaccines are fine. He's all for them. And that's what he said. And for those of you that want to vote because you think he's an anti.
Did anyone see that? Like,
yeah, I did. He said that.
When and where?
On the podcast.
On the
podcast. Yeah, Real Talk. He said, I'm not against vaccines, but he's against mandating them.
Oh, well, okay. Well, because that goes against everything RFK's done for the last 20 years.
Yeah, well, it was just he's on a podcast with a bunch of leftists, and he says, I'm not against vaccines, but he doesn't want them mandated.
So now I will believe that he is not against vaccines entirely, but he has spent a good portion of about the last 20 years looking into certain things that other vaccines before 2020 might have done to people.
So that's my thing too, right? It's kind of like most people can only name 5 out of what I thought was 60 mandatory vaccines that are in the USA. RFK Jr. updates my knowledge. It's actually 77. There are now 77 required vaccines. Most people, when they tell you the pro-vaccine argument, they can only name like 5 of them.
Right.
And me personally, I'm like measles vaccines, of course, chickenpox, like the big ones. I'm for, but I don't even know the rest.
The chickenpox vaccine's retarded.
Yes, it is. And
like, I mean, take it if you want, but like chickenpox is not that bad.
Which is so that's the thing though. We're usually kind of like, yeah, the big ones, we totally get it. But most of them, you don't even know which vaccines they are. And so RFK, he on this podcast, he said, I'm not against vaccines, but he doesn't really mean it because he goes hard on the measles vaccine. So he doesn't even want the measles vaccine to be to be mandatory. He wants all of it to not be mandatory.
Well, so there's 2 people on this podcast right now that had measles and were vaccinated for it.
Mm-hmm.
My brother and I both got the measles when we were young.
I got the mumps too.
Oh, no, you're right. It was mumps, not measles.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got mumps.
One interesting thing RFK said is that if you had measles as a kid, you are like immune. You are hyper immune to like so many different types of cancers, apparently. Like, that's wild.
You know what? That's an interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to things I trust more than big pharma and vaccines, cartel's up on the list. just saying.
And here's another funny thing is he was kind of talking about how in America, right, they say people who get the chicken so if you get chickenpox as a kid, right, you're likely to have shingles as an adult, and the numbers show that. In Europe, they include if you were vaccinated with the chickenpox vaccine, you are equally as likely to get shingles when you're in your 50s.
Well,
but America, they don't measure that. So that's like that was his big thing for not so that's the thing. He's not against mandating these vaccines. So he's lying, he's slandering him a bit, but he's not really lying.
So I didn't get a lot of vaccines because I'm a little bitch, and like needles scare
You
the
had no
living.
control over that.
What do you mean?
Well, needles
when you're like 1.
Well, needles scare the piss out of me, dude.
Steve's
and,
talking
like,
about he hasn't gone for his latest tetanus.
Well, no,
that doesn't count. No, that
no,
doesn't
from like
count.
junior high through high school, mom wrote off religious beliefs on why I didn't get vaccines.
No, dude, when you're a baby, you get 60 like until you're like 1 or 2, dude.
Yeah.
Those are mandatory.
And you know what? He probably mentioned about how that's increased over time because it used to only be like 3.
Mm-hmm.
And it's increased significantly over, I want to say, like the last 15, 20 years.
Yeah, well, that's one thing the mother of my children and I like agreed on. We didn't do like the vaccines that had 30 of them in one like syringe,
That's
dude.
so
like
weird.
we split it. We split it to like a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. Like we didn't try and fucking dope them with like 15 vaccines. And
I've heard a lot of pro-vax people argue that too. And I'm like, well, like I assumed that would be like the minimum fucking stance you can have. My God, that shit's scary.
Well, dude, I think the mixing of them all is what's like possibly being part of like the cellular like downgrade of kids. Like, you know what I mean? You just nuked them with fucking 5,000 like chemicals, you know, in one shot. Like, of course, their little soft brain can't handle it. Like,
yep.
Okay. A small time Republic. Glad to see you here.
Hey, bro.
He says, hello, I'm not big on vaccines, but will probably get the shingle shot when I'm older, everything in moderation. Now, I'm no doctor or anything, but from what I understand, if you had chicken pox as a kid, the chances of you getting shingles is greatly reduced.
Aren't shingles like just adult chicken pox?
That's what I've always heard.
They're painful.
But they're worse. It's worse when
they're like aching or aching
they're in the same
leprosy kind of, dude.
It's probably just chicken pox, but you're old enough to fucking realize it's painful.
So
when I had chicken pox as a kid, I was still just trying to run outside. Like,
I've known like 3 people who got shingles in their 50s, and they all got chicken pox as kids and weren't vaccinated.
So I don't know. So our grandma got them. Our grandma actually got them more than once. She might have even had them 3 times.
Oh shit!
And that's not supposed to be a thing either, from what I understand.
No, you're not. You're supposed to be like greatly immune once you get them once. Holy crap!
And so I don't know if she had the chicken pox as a kid or not. I don't remember. Like I was pretty young when the first time it happened to her, and I had no idea what the hell was going on. But anyways, like,
well, how old was she?
Definitely worth researching. How old am I?
No, not you. Your grandma. How old was she when she got him?
How old's grandma, Steve?
I'm not answering that.
All right. Well, okay. Point is, usually you get it in your 50s and you get that immunity. When you're older, like in your 80s, and
she would have been right around there. She would have
okay. shingles in your 80s are very different than shingles in your 50s, to my understanding, because it is kind of like a debilitating, like something that does kill older people.
Yeah,
You get
yeah, at that age isn't anything.
Yeah, pretty much. But you worry about it because it's common in the 40s and the 50s for men only. Men get it in the 40s and the 50s, and then they're pretty immune to it after.
What else is kind of weird is, so like you would think they'd be highly contagious, right?
I don't know actually if they're contagious.
I don't know. I don't know either.
I have no idea.
This took a turn that I did not expect to go down. But thanks for being here, Small Time Republic.
Hey,
PDJ, how you doing, sir?
Is that
Also,
dude
I don't know if you guys saw.
Brother
I
from
put,
another
I
mother.
put in a poll to kind of like encourage people to hit the thumbs up. I said thumbs up if you're gay, thumbs down if you're not.
I like that. You got to do the BioShock. Would you kindly smash that like button?
The who?
Have you not played BioShock?
I've played BioShock. I don't remember that.
Atlas always says, "Would you kindly," and then tells you to do something.
Okay, yeah. I was like, I don't remember anyone.
Kind of a major plot point in that game. Try not to
I remember him
anything.
saying that over and over, yes, but not specifically the like button.
Well, you say, "Would you kindly smash the like button?" because they have to do it if you say, "Would you kindly?"
Would you kindly smash the like button like a golf club to my face?
Oh God, that works too. Yeah.
So
wow.
At the risk, since
it's part of the game.
Since we've got more on this episode that's quite possibly could get my channel in a little bit of trouble, and it is what it is. And of course, Rumble's not freaking working again, even though I changed all that crap. As a matter of fact, I might try and deal with that. I'm going to ask you guys a question. If you were to have a kid tomorrow, yay or nay on the shots? Start with Steve.
Well, that means tonight I'm gonna go get my dick snip untucked. And nay.
What does that mean though? Like none of them, or just eliminate?
You can elaborate.
Yeah,
you don't have to be specific, but you can ballpark it.
Okay, here's the thing: RFK becomes president, and none of the vaccines are mandatory, right? Is that the question?
No, that's not.
No, I'm asking: would you do if you were to have a kid? Would you have them take all that medicine, or would you limit it, or
limit as much as I can?
I would.
And then you got to think about homeschooling.
I would do the ones that have been around for a very long time that haven't been like just destroyed and added to. But I would do like the basics, and at that point I would let George Carlin raise my kids, and basically like my kids will build an immune system by practicing on it. Like go play in some mud and shit.
Like let a dead guy raise your kids.
Yeah. If they flood the field,
do better than Joe Biden.
Yeah, they flood the field and it's got all sorts of sewer water. Yeah, go ride your fucking mini surfboard in that. Like, get sick now when you're a kid and you can recover. Like, because if anything super crazy happens, they can fucking like. Here's a pill that's not gonna like inject straight into your bloodstream or something, and I feel that's less toxic than smashing it in.
So all right, so here's the examples of different I guess I could share my screen.
Go ahead and share your screen, and then I am going to I'm going to jump in and out real quick to try and get Rumble jump started.
Okay, go for it, dude. So here we got some examples of vaccine-specific requirements. The minimum for most children, I guess, COVID-19 is.
No. Go.
This is all for schools and shit.
Nope.
Yeah, this is not what I thought it was. I want to know the required for when you are like born in a hospital and shit like that. But Tdap is one of the big ones. That's when you're older. But polio is the big. I would get polio for sure.
I'd do the MMR.
Yep, I do polio. I do MMR. Even though, gosh, dude, RFK Jr. when he brought up that when you have measles, you're like highly resistant to cancer and shit.
That is interesting.
That's wild. You know what's crazy? All he's doing is he's looking at European shit. Like this is all like common knowledge in Europe.
And I would not do the flu shot.
No,
I would not do. I wouldn't do influenza.
No.
Like no,
What's
like
the
that's
point?
that's something. Well, that's something you take when you start hitting your 60s, 70s. Like
I don't.
your body is
taking a
strong
flu
enough.
shot.
Yeah. I had one, and it was because it was forced.
I think this is a little different.
Don't go to
the Hib, because babies, it is common for a lot of babies to die of like pneumonia.
Yeah,
that is kind of common. Hepatitis, I have no idea. I only know hepatitis C.
Yeah, I know. I was vaccinated with the hepatitis stuff.
Let me find a different. Let me find a better one because I want to know mandatory vaccines for babies because this is all for schools. I want to know what the babies all have to get.
Steve, the reason I know that is because there was one time when I was like 22, I got sick, and I turned fucking yellow, and they thought I had jaundice or hepatitis B or something like that.
Okay, that's what it is. Hepatitis B is one of the first 3 doses that you have to get before leaving a hospital.
Yeah.
that's like, dude, you needed more nutrients than cigarettes and beer at that age, douche.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. But like, I went to the hospital. They did all the tests. I felt fine the next day. They got back to me and said nothing showed up.
Okay, here we go.
It's like
that's so weird. Yeah, hepatitis C sounds really scary. Here we go. So hepatitis B is the one that you have to get before leaving the hospital.
Are you sharing something right now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he is. Hold on. Is this a new window you're sharing?
This one's much better.
Okay.
This one breaks it down a bit. So at birth,
you gotta zoom in on that.
That good?
Yeah.
So at birth, hepatitis B, that's like the big one. I don't know what this RV is. So I guess there's only 3 shots that you're required at birth. And so after that, you don't have to do the rest of them. But the requirements come into school. Like if you're not going to do any of these, you have to be homeschooled, which I think most people are already kind of for anyway.
You know,
sorry.
When I was, we went to a private school that was kindergarten through 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was graduating 8th grade, they weren't letting you graduate unless you had all your shots.
Oh my God.
WTF?
They pulled a Sony.
So I wasn't up to date on 1 or 2 of them or something, but because I wasn't up to date, but I still had a younger brother and sister in the school, they let me graduate anyways.
Oh, okay.
That sounds like grounds for a lawsuit.
It was the weirdest freaking thing.
So how can they possibly use that as justification to say no, you can't graduate?
Would they hold you back a grade if you failed Bible?
That's a good question. Do they?
Because I'm pretty sure every Friday for years I just sat there.
I would hold my kid
probably,
back if he
dude.
Bible.
I probably got a D every year, dude. I get tired of reading fucking myths.
I can't wait to hit my kid with a ruler and make him read the Bible. It's a dream of mine.
Don't. They'll turn out like me, Shock. I am a fucking I am a standing.
He can work on a roof all he wants. I think I'd rather my kid be Steve than other people in life.
It doesn't seem logical that so many shots are supposed to be scheduled at the same time.
Yeah,
that's a lot of medicine to be putting in a new thing.
The 2 months is pretty crazy, dude. 1, 2, 3.
Especially with the way that they work, how they inject you with a small bit of the virus so that your body can learn to.
Oh my God!
Well, all those ones right there that say 2 months.
12. They times 2.
They want you to sit there and do all of them in like one fucking visit,
2,
dude.
3,
Fuck off.
4, 5. No, okay, 5, 10. This is 10 shots in 4 months because you have to get a second one. That's a lot. And then influenza.
And then they tell you to do the flu at 6 months every year.
That's not
flu
required.
shot's a joke.
I've never had a flu shot.
I don't think
I did. I almost died.
I had one, and it was because I was in jail.
Bro, I had a flu shot and I might as well have just drinking like ancient Aztec water from like South America because I was hallucinating for 3 days.
Wow.
I was sick. I was so sick that I was like hallucinating and like I was sweating and I was trying to like escape my house and I
But
couldn't remember why I was trying to escape and I couldn't get out and I was trying to run away and leave, but I was like stuck in my apartment and I just slept on the floor by choice for some reason and it was
Quick
wild.
question.
but aren't you glad you didn't get the flu?
I did. I got something worse. I'd rather have the flu.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Did you say it was a flu shot or a shroom shot?
Like, right, I might as well.
Wait, there's a shroom shot?
I'll take that. I took it, I guess.
Psilocybin.
Microdose my ass. Yeah, it's like a penicillin shot right in the cheek.
For my answer to the question was basically the first half of Steve's pretty much exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, all the stuff that we know works has been around for 50 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Anything newer than that, probably not. But I would definitely take a look into learning more about them and probably, I'd never thought about it till just now, but about spreading them out, probably not a bad idea. And along these lines, but not directly related, but what we're talking about. I hate how it's just become so like universally accepted that like just being against the COVID vaccine makes you anti-vax. It's like, and now people even on who are anti-vax are like okay with the term, even though they're okay with like 90% of vaccines. It's just this one that we are not okay with, and we're like, yeah, we're anti-vax. It's like such a misnomer.
Hold on. You're an anti-vax if you're against mandates, even though you yourself would get it.
That too.
That's the big thing.
It's like, oh, you're against mandated? Oh, that you're an anti-vaxxer. It's like, no, that's not what that means at all.
Yep.
And we've just come to like accept that is, yeah, that's what anti-vax means now.
And there's really no difference because, like, let's say like medicine was all like privatized, right? Like they would make money as a private practice getting you shots, but that's the whole point of having like centralized health. But no, they just make it a part of an agenda to get everyone. Yeah, I won't go any further than that, but it's just the problem's always going to be there, regardless if it's a free market or if it's the government controlling everything, because they're not stopping the problem. At least with a free market, you have a freedom to do it, even though it's pushed on you.
Yeah, you can't make money off of healthy people in this industry.
Yep, that's very true. And that's some deep state stuff, dude. Like resistance against cancer. That is some interesting studies.
My
privates, what I practice all the time.
Yeah, I guess.
Steve practices on his Pink Panther.
I don't have a Pink Panther anymore.
Why? Where'd it go?
I gave it away to
a
poor child.
Anyways, so
what's up, Savage Dad?
My answer to the question is, if I was having a kid tomorrow, I would be reading. I'd have to leave the show right now because I have a big list of ingredients to go read.
Yeah, for sure.
Research.
I think we would all say the minimum as possible.
Yeah, I'm not saying yes to anything until I have gone and looked at what's in all of these things.
I would have said yes to the measles now, but now I'm second guessing it. Like
there's weird stuff coming out with supposed things being put in them. You think these things stay the same after they get it right? No. They can't help but try and fix something that doesn't need fixed.
If there's something wrong with the hepatitis B shot, then I'm going to be like, have no faith in like healthcare at all, dude.
You look so much younger now.
I sure do. My baby face.
Here's a question. It's like we have a polio vaccine, right? That's basically eliminated polio from the face of the earth. So why do we still need a vaccine for it if it doesn't exist anymore?
Well, because it does. It in history, it has had some spike ups, but that that's a whole nother like theory about where those spikes actually come from. So they like a lot of times they want to say that the lack of vaccines is what's caused these spikes of like these old diseases coming back. But a lot of people also want to say it's cities. The more cities get together, they call it like cost of living per square foot, where basically when people have somewhat of like a distance where they live together, less people get sick. But when people live closer quarters to each other, the more they get sick. And so that was kind of the data and the evidence that RFK Jr. was bringing up, where when more cities were forming, more people were living close together, more things like measles came back, but they blamed it on the lack of vaccines versus the lack of cities becoming together. And so whether you think that's true or not, like the government chooses to throw that open data that private facilities have gathered that data, they reject it because of the government and they can. So that's the big thing that you'll hear RFK Jr. say all the time. He's like, all this data is free, it's open, it's out there. The government just rejects it because they want to.
Shit. Does that mean I'm getting AIDS from everybody that moved here from Cali?
Well, is it because the government doesn't want to, or is it because the government doesn't force the pharmaceuticals?
That's my thing. So when RFK says I'm gonna like promote people that are gonna tell the FDA what to do, and I'm like, I think the FDA bullies the government more than the other way around. Like, good luck trying to hire someone to tell the FDA what to do. I think you're right.
The government's full of puppets, dude. They're all bought and hired, dude.
Mhm.
Whether it's big pharma,
Trump got bought,
the cartel, the fucking
cartel.
Like,
you know, if there was an FDA whistleblower, they'd end up like a Boeing whistleblower.
Jesus.
At least Boeing opened the door.
Unintentionally.
Or did the door just
at 30,000 feet?
Yeah. All right. So back to RFK and Trump. We've got this video of RFK. Steve, you've probably heard this guy talk before. We're probably not going to watch the whole thing because it's almost 3 minutes long, and he is hard to listen to.
Yeah.
And I don't know how this is even going to go over restream because quality of things and whatnot. But actually, he says it right in the beginning, and then he goes off into something else.
He looks like a zombie too.
He sounds like one too.
He does. It sounds bad.
All right, so here we go.
And it was very President-elect Trump was very thoughtful on the issue. He asked me to chair a commission on vaccine safety.
Vaccine safety.
Yeah.
So did you hear that?
Please tell me that shit's edited.
No.
That's how he sounds.
That's how he sounds?
Yeah.
Although this is what, 2020? When was this?
Yeah. This was 2020. This was after. So he said President-elect Trump. So this was 2016 after the election.
Oh, 2016. Yeah, I was going to say he sounds different now, but he still sounds terrible.
Yeah, and he's sounded like that since I want to say he was a kid. Something happened with his vocal cords. He had like a disease or something that screwed up his vocal cords. I don't remember the specifics.
I forgot what it was.
A long time ago that I learned about Mr. RFK here, thanks to a great podcast called The No Agenda Show. Anyhow, he said in 2016, President-elect Trump asked him to be the chair of a vaccine safety board. So, because he'd been looking into them for so long.
Yeah.
Now I've got another thing here that I'm hoping I grabbed this.
Yeah, you did. I think I
yes.
Yeah, there was a follow-up on the notes.
There was a follow-up. So, and this is the full story behind that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull this up here. I think we hear the same clip again. I don't remember, but if you guys want to stop it, just say so. If you guys want to talk about something.
Over Christmas vacation, I got a call from somebody in President-elect Donald Trump's office asking me to come meet with the President-elect the 1st of January. I went in to meet with him at Trump Tower. This was maybe 2 or 3 weeks before his inauguration. And he asked me to chair and to assemble a vaccine safety committee.
Okay, so he just spent the last 30 seconds trying to say exactly what he said last time.
Would look at
Yeah, he
the
kind of gets the
safety.
Biden special, and I think he definitely juices up a bit before he publicly speaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
You know what's funny though? I thought like if he becomes president and he has to rely on like typing out like a speech and text and speech or something like that, would anyone ever believe what he's saying?
So his voice is his biggest
It's so bad. But he's
problem
like,
for being
but
elected.
he's you understand what he's saying. Like he's a very smart dude. Like he's
Yeah.
not like a moron like Biden.
You just have to focus.
You
You
really
can-
gotta focus.
It's very difficult to get over what he sounds like.
You can tell the people that have speaking issues and but their cognitive skills are there
Like you.
because they get pissed,
that
dude. Like,
projection?
well, no, they sit there and they're trying to talk, and then people don't understand them, and they just get fucking pissed and they leave. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, like,
Yeah.
like that to me, that says okay, there is a brain behind there compared to Biden's over here. Like, oh, they don't understand me. Shit
He's
myself.
just oblivious.
Just you have the money, spend it, damn it.
Who the fuck said that? That was good.
That was me.
That was
Steve's
shocking
right.
for me to be
Steve's
Biden.
right, man.
Okay, so we're about to find out why he did not become the chair on this board.
Of the various vaccinations. And I said that I would be happy to do that.
So March 2017 in the White House, he asked me if vaccines weren't a bad thing because he was considering a commission to look into ill effects of vaccines. And somebody, his name is Robert Kennedy Jr., was advising him that vaccines were causing bad things. And I said, no, that's a dead end. That would be a bad thing. Don't do that.
And I don't know whether
Wait,
That'd
what?
be a bad thing. Don't do that.
WTF does he know about vaccines?
Don't look into
A lot.
vaccines because you're going to find out they're bad for you. Is that why Bill Gates said not to look into it?
Yeah, pretty much. And Bill Gates is a like superior businessman, bro. Like that dude is above Trump.
I mean,
No.
you can fact check me on this, but I'm pretty sure there's countries that have kicked Bill Gates out of because of experiments, vaccine experiments.
Africa should be one of those, but it's not.
There are countries in Africa that I think that has happened with.
Okay, so he does it to South or something. Oh God. He's also the guy that wants to put it in mosquitoes so that everyone gets their dose.
Yeah, that's freaking scary.
That is scary as hell.
Did you guys see the things with like the bugs that have the numbers on them? I didn't look into it, but I just saw it.
I have not heard this. What? Bugs with numbers.
There's like bugs with fucking IDs on them. Like,
with
yeah.
ID numbers.
I don't know what that's about, but yeah, I remember hearing him talk about, putting stuff in mosquitoes so that like everyone
gets
it whether they want it or not.
So
that's not super evil, super villain.
Very super villain, bro. That's insane.
So Trump chose to listen to Bill Gates over RFK, which I mean, is RFK Jr. a doctor?
I don't know. Yeah,
probably more qualified on the subject than Bill Gates is.
Well, now you see though, but Bill Gates has been investing tons of money into and stuff like that. So he could be seen from an outsider who knows nothing about the two as well. They're the polar opposites of each other, right? Because Bill Gates wants the vaccine for everything, and RFK wants to ask questions. And until recently, apparently, I don't know what the deal is with that podcast, but there was something else that came from that podcast.
The one that I was talking about.
I think so. The one that I have the other clip from.
Yeah.
So there is another. He went and said something else where I feel he definitely put his foot in his mouth, this being RFK. And a lot of people because like supposedly Rand Paul is endorsing RFK or whatever, is working with RFK, like, and so there's questions about is RFK like the dark horse to try and steal votes for Trump?
Yeah, well, that's the thing, though, is that was always the plan until it turns out that it was actually more of a heel to Biden than it was Trump.
Well, so you see, okay, we could talk about that later.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I'd like to go into that because I have opinions on third-party candidates. But when you say something like this, you're not stealing votes from Trump.
But so to leave, so in other words, keeping it as is with Roe versus Wade having been overturned and leaving it up to the states to determine if and when a woman can have an abortion?
No, I wouldn't leave it to the states.
Wouldn't, right.
Fuck the states.
Exactly. That's the thing. He's the only thing that he's got against Trump is Big Pharma, and that's biggest thing that makes Trump fucking sus as hell is Big
Trump
Pharma.
needs to stop talking about it.
He does need to stop talking about it. You can just let RFK air quote win the argument of Big Pharma, never ever talk about it, and just talk about peace in the Middle East, better economy. You do not even need to mention this shit.
Taxes,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he doesn't
just
like
shut up about the vaccine already.
Here, okay, so we're not done yet. Here comes the kicker. So he wants to put it back under federal control, and here's what he would like to see the feds do with it.
No, I would.
You would say completely. It's up to the woman.
My belief is we should leave it to the woman. We shouldn't have government involved,
even if it's full term.
Even if it's full term.
Okay, and I think.
But
so to leave, so another.
So this is why you got a lot of libertarians that support RFK Jr. for sure. He's got a big libertarian. He's kind of the new Bernie.
Libertarians who support abortion are retards.
I agree. To me, if we had our little libertarian community or whatever, and someone got an abortion, I would go harm whoever killed that baby because that is an act of violence.
Right, and this is coming from someone who is more libertarian than conservative.
Mm-hmm.
Because what about the rights of the baby?
Yeah, babies don't have rights. Fetuses don't have rights. At least the heartbeat. Like that's what made the heartbeat monitor or heartbeat bill so controversial. It's like, can we at least find a line where we can agree at least some of the early stages it has rights? No, not even a heart. Holy shit.
What really makes no sense, and they've already set the precedent, is if you kill a pregnant woman, it's
double homicide.
Double homicide.
Yeah.
But yet abortion is fine. Explain that one to me.
Oh
that
my God,
no
please.
Sense.
I would love for a woman to have, I mean, this isn't funny, but it is kind of funny, but they were like, Your Honor, according to so-and-so's Instagram, they were pro-abortion. So this is not double homicide. And you're just arguing your sentence over what someone said on social media. It's like, is that what you really want? Because that's why it's a double standard.
Yeah, that literally baffles me. I don't understand because they've already set the precedent that has happened.
Mm-hmm.
Someone killed a pregnant woman and got charged double murder, but yet abortion is still okay.
Exactly.
I can't. It's like, how can you hold both of these views at the same time and still be mentally competent?
It's because they're selfish and they can't have principles. Everything has to benefit themselves.
Yeah, well, and what better way to be a glowing mirror of what the government actually is? Talking out both sides of its mouth.
Mm-hmm.
It's so full of shit.
Yep.
I have a different stance than all of you on that. You get the first trimester to off it. After that, you're fucked. Get into it.
Just highlight Duke's comment.
We'll get to Duke's comment here in a sec. I want to address
Steve, that's actually a pretty conservative opinion.
Now it is now. In the 90s.
Nowadays, yeah.
But the only reason why I'm even open to having that kind of conversation is because of the fucking psychos out there that would go out and just try and do it themselves if they couldn't get one.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is,
and you know what? I think those are actually very few and far between.
The $350 they cost. Whew, fuck, I'm so happy.
But if we started training people the value of life again, I think less people would want to have such an operation.
Well, then we need to raise what the age of an adult is, because I shouldn't have had kids when I did. Like, dude's got to be 25 years old to have.
I disagree.
Like, dude, no,
I
because
disagree.
well, then like you got to pass a common sense test because I didn't have that shit till I was like 25, 26.
You need to be working. You need to be working when you're 16. You need to be an adult at the proper age of adulthood, which is you should be working by 16 and 18. Not because here's the thing: most kids go to college. They get out of college when they're 24 and they're still kids. That's why everyone thinks everyone in their 20s are retarded because they're still kids who haven't worked. Versus me, I worked when I was 16 and I worked like in LA in construction at 18, where I would go home crying every day because like everyone was mean to me because I sucked at my job and I had to learn. And once I got better at it, people started treating me better. And I had to learn the hard way, like most boys have to do.
We only picked on you because we saw a better fucking future for you. If we didn't talk shit to you, you'd be a worthless piece of turd right now.
No one in college has ever taken initiative the way that you took in other younger people like me who worked young. They don't have that when they go to college and they get spat out by age 24 and they don't have any kind of discipline or motivation.
Damn it. I was going to say something. Steve, I hear you.
You like with all these, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still on me because if I would have wrapped it up.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing. So
it's like it's still on the dude, but like the thing is like
what's on the woman too? It takes two to tango.
I think the dude should have a fucking say in it too.
Oh yeah, there was an absolutely terrible video going around Twitter last week, where a kid, a guy who was maybe 20, was bawling his eyes out in a parking lot asking his girlfriend to not get an abortion. It was horrific.
I think I saw that one.
I remember seeing something similar where she wanted to abort because they could already tell, like, I may be getting the details wrong, but something like the kid was going to be like mentally handicapped. And
right.
Can you keep the kid and abort the woman? I mean, that's a fair trade in some situations.
I think that's what Duke Devil's arguing here. But so Savage was agreeing with me when if we went back to teaching the value of life, more or less people would be willing to do that. Another thing we need to be teaching people more that we have completely evaded since, I don't know, year 2000 or something. Personal responsibility and the acceptance and the accountability that comes with that. Like we if you could fix it with a pill, it has become the mentality of this country. And we need to come back into personal responsibility and being accountable for our choices. Steve, you've done that. You went hats off and you paid the price 3 times.
How is there not more people on the pill? That's what's so weird. Like
I was told that they were on the pill.
And with recent things that have been coming out about the pill, kind of not a fan of it.
Dude, my woman completely changed when she got off it. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I got a divorce about a year after my wife got off the pill.
So shout out to Shock. If I don't see you Thursday, I know why.
Why?
Murder.
Because of what you just said.
Nah, she's pretty open with it. She's like freaking out, like, dude, I've never felt this way. I feel so like clear and I can like think clearly and stuff. And I'm just like, that's wild.
Fuck you, Duke.
Hey, what's up, Filter?
Yo, Fractured.
Hey, Fractured Filter. I was taught not to believe bitches, even when they say they were on. Well, and so like my mom's whole thing was like, yeah, I had all 3 kids on the pill. And then when I grew up and learned how the pill worked, I'm like, that forgetful son of a bitch. I know what she did. She just forgot to take the pill one day.
If she's not dry, she's not on the pill.
Wow.
It's true.
You just don't know how to do your job.
No.
I
That pill sucks the life out of women.
I wrap it up. Fuck it.
I wrap it up.
So let's move on to do you guys remember Deborah Birx? You know, the infamous doctor that was standing up on stage next to Trump and Fauci during the whole debacle in 2020.
Maybe.
So she had an interview with Chris Cuomo, who we will get into in a moment. But you might recognize her face when you see this. She was kind of like Fauci's right arm woman during the whole COVID thing. But she came out and she was saying some interesting things. Watch this. This is what gets my channel nuked.
Oh gosh.
By the way, follow me on Rumble.
Yes. Rumble back up.
And we're also live on Kick right now.
Nice.
So, Doc, AstraZeneca made a headline today pulling the vaccine. They say it's because the demand curve isn't there anymore. There are other products. Other people say it's because the other products are better than their monkey.
Which I think is absolutely true. AstraZeneca, like when you think of the 2020 shot, AstraZeneca is not the name that comes across your mind. If you're playing the stocks, it was Moderna. Otherwise, it's Pfizer.
Yeah.
Based one, and that has less side effects than AstraZeneca, and it has motivated people's paranoia about vaccines. What is your opening statement about whether or not the COVID vaccines were effective and whether they are safe compared to most vaccines?
They were very effective for what they were supposed to be used for.
What was it that they were supposed to be used for?
To prevent COVID-19.
Cause cardiac.
No, damn it.
Whoops.
I'm pretty
sure.
sure.
The fine print.
Who invited Brad? So she says they were very good at what they were supposed to do. I think there's a lot of data that might say otherwise.
You know, bro, what was it?
It was created to fucking fatten people's wallets. That's it.
What was it?
Oh,
it
hey,
was,
there we go. That's a take. That's a safe take from YouTube, I think. Thank you, Steve.
It prevented like COVID within 1 to 4 people, or 1 in every 28,000 people were prevented COVID, and then 4 in every 28,000 person died of cardiac issues. That's a wild stat, dude.
Yeah.
Which was prevent severe disease and hospitalization and deaths.
So it was very successful at preventing disease. Maybe, you know what? Maybe it was successful at preventing the hospitalization. She did add on a kicker to preventing hospitalization at death.
and death.
Oh, she said and death. Okay. All right. Thank you for clarifying that, because that's an interesting qualifier.
Don't you usually go to the morgue at death? Just curious. Like, why are you going to the hospital? Like,
it's like
wasted trip. Like, we don't need to waste those fossil fuels.
Can you wake up dead? Yeah, sure, because you're alive and you went to sleep.
I mean,
and that's what
it's not Florida, dude. We're not on bath salts walking around zombie-ized. Like,
how do you feel about that, Duke? Are you on bath salts right now?
Vaccines were studied to do in this country, and that's what they did. Now, the question, you're asking a broader question, because a lot of people were immunized that weren't in those high-risk groups, and that's why there has to be this transparent panel and discussion. But AstraZeneca, I mean, I just want to take a second to step back. The private sector did amazing things for us in the public sector during COVID. They made us test within weeks of us asking for it. They made us monoclonal antibodies. They made us antivirals, and
which they made illegal. They made getting those monoclonal antibodies damn near impossible to get in this country.
They made us vaccines all within the first 9 months. That's extraordinary. What AstraZeneca is saying, and I think pretty clearly, they didn't make a second generation vaccine against the new strains. And so rightly, the use of that went way down. And so they should be saying, we're not going to make the new strain. And so we're not any longer going to make the old strain. That makes total sense. I do believe, and that's what you're getting at, were there issues with the vaccines when you've immunized millions, close to billions of people? Tracking that will give us critical information, because what I love that you had Sean on, and he made the point.
I should have timestamped this. I think what I want to hear say is towards the end, but I don't know where exactly, so I don't want to like skip forward. Damn it. We'll just skip forward, and I think it was around here.
On COVID from having COVID then had vaccine reactions. That doesn't mean we shouldn't study it. Remember, you and I both remember what happened during HIV.
No.
HIV had a lot of misinformation.
You're okay. You're not that old, Steve. All right.
We didn't share cereal bowls.
You just look like you're that old.
A lot of confusion, and it's like we didn't learn from that. And what happened? Advocates and activists went to the streets and demanded that the government do better, and the government did. So let's demand that the government do better and bring all.
You know, I keep seeing pictures of Magic Johnson.
I've always wondered that too,
bro.
Not saying that for any reason. That just crossed my mind for some unknown reason.
My mom would randomly go on that rant where she would just be like, all of a sudden, Magic has AIDS, and then he doesn't. It was really weird. You don't understand how weird it was.
Well, now I don't believe he ever technically came out with the AIDS. It was just the HIV.
Oh, yeah, the HIV. My bad.
Cuomo looks like he just came out of his office with Hunter Biden, dude. Look at those eyes.
Oh, yeah. He looks like he just got caught in the same room alone with Will Smith.
Oh God.
All of this transparently to light.
Do you think that there is a legitimate basis to say, if you could do it over again, people shouldn't have had the vaccine?
There are definitive cohorts that should have gotten the vaccine from the very moment and should have been prioritized. I was saying in November, please.
That's not what he asked.
It's a very non-answer.
Yeah. That's the exact opposite of what he actually asked.
Prioritize the long-term care facilities. We knew that was ground zero.
Dude, yeah, does he even give a shit? He's like 1,000-yard stare, like.
She knows
where our true elderly were residing. They needed it the most.
Well, this isn't CNN.
They need to fucking put his Botox underneath his bottom lip so it doesn't look like he's frowning the whole goddamn time.
Yeah, I don't.
Steve, let's not rip on him too much, because the next thing is all about that motherfucker.
I know it. I don't know what's going on, so I pick on people's features.
I don't know if you saw the title of the episode, but it is "The Cuomo Brothers Shall Not Be Forgiven." The tweet said, "Chris Cuomo can go suck a fart." Yeah.
And should have gotten it first. Instead, we gave it to young nursing personnel. So when you study a vaccine to work for.
That's almost like a non-admission to maybe the young didn't need it.
Yeah, it's like she knows what the answer is, but she knows she's not going to say it because she'll get destroyed for it.
Right.
Oh, you know what? Is his name? Are there photos of that? I don't know.
For a specific cohort, you have to build trust by immunizing that cohort first, showing that it has the effect that you want. And I hope we learn those lessons.
Wouldn't have worked.
Yeah,
and you want to know why it wouldn't have worked? Because people were still getting it, no matter what age or whatever they were.
But yeah, if you wanted a good segue, that second to last small time Republic comment would.
Second to last small time Republic. It still blows my mind that they have limited the production of the monoclonal antibodies when they knew it was effective.
Same thing for ivermectin.
So wait. That they limited the production. Oh yeah. That I thought he was saying that it was still limited. I was fortunate.
You had to pay out of pocket, dude.
I was fortunate at that
insurance
time.
didn't cover that shit. How
Well, you know what
evil
though?
is that?
So I was fortunate at that time that I had access to the horse paste. I was taking the dewormer, and it was only $40 for a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you didn't have to take that much of it.
Yeah.
Like they only gave me, I think I had like 8 pills, and I took them over 3 or 4 days.
Bro, that one doctor was a dumbass for like saying he had to go to Mexico to get it, and then he'd put it on a ham sandwich or some shit. It's like, bro, stop giving these that so many people ran with that and called everyone. That's where the whole horse thing and the Joe Rogan stuff came from.
Well,
it came
and
from
the fact
that doctor on Timcast who said, "Yeah, I just bought horse paste and put on a sandwich and I ate it and it was good." It's like, dude.
Well, it didn't help at all that what was this? I don't know. Remember what news outlet it was? I'm assuming it was CNN, where they altered the image of Joe Rogan to make him look sickly.
It made him look like he had jaundice. Yeah.
The internet corrected that by making him look like a healthy Minotaur.
Yeah, talk about being disingenuous. It's like, what's your agenda behind making him look like the bad guy when he's got, something that's actually helping people be healthier in the current situation? What's the reasoning behind that?
After a media company does something like that, no one should be watching them anymore.
No, I don't know why. Well,
Like-
because they're
like-
government subsidies.
That is such a blatant lack of honesty.
They're completely lying. It's like when your sole purpose is to report the news and you're lying to people. What purpose do you serve?
Yes, you're just showing that you're nothing but a mouthpiece. And speaking of mouthpieces, let's talk about this fucking douchebag. Not that guy. This guy. We've got a leading question. All right, here we go.
Because I believe in it. I'll tell you something else that's going to get you a lot of hits. I am taking a what do they call it? Like a regular dose, whatever. They're trying to build
a prescription.
You're retarded.
Build up of ivermectin. Ivermectin was a boogeyman early on in COVID.
You couldn't talk about it.
That was wrong. We were given bad information about.
How long did it take you to figure that one out?
Fuck this guy. Fuck
I
this
hate
guy
him.
right in the face.
I'm more pissed at Patrick Pat David, bro.
Dude,
what the fuck you
I don't
doing?
have the clip, but yeah, we'll talk about that.
Did he not tear into them for this?
No,
they don't.
No,
really,
dude.
Statics. Less homo, please. No fucking dudes in the face.
I'll do what I want. I hit the thumbs up button.
Ivermectin. The real question is why? Yeah. Everyone's going to say Joe Rogan was right. No, Joe Rogan was saying, yeah, he was right, but that's not.
Did you catch that? He is so trained in the back of his head that Joe Rogan is wrong, and he had to correct himself because he knew what he just said fucking completely contradicted what he was saying right now.
Oh yeah.
The real question is why? Everyone's going to say Joe Rogan was right. No, Joe Rogan was saying, yeah, he was right, but.
Did you say something, Steve? I heard you talk.
Yeah, was this filmed in the high school locker room on the island?
It's Patrick and David's podcast.
Yeah, it's a podcast set. There might be a wide shot. You might get a better look at it.
That's not what matters. What matters is the entire clinical community knew that ivermectin couldn't hurt you. They knew it, Patrick. I know they knew it. How do I know? Because now I'm doing nothing but talking to these clinicians.
Who were you talking to before, jackass?
Exactly.
Jackass.
Maybe I need that clip.
Jackass.
Oh,
yeah, that's a good clip.
Waterboy.
The isn't that Happy Gilmore?
Or Happy
Yeah,
Gilmore?
I think so. Yeah. One of the Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah, it's Happy Gilmore. It's on the jackass.
Yeah, it was Happy Gilmore. That's right.
Who at the time were overwhelmed by COVID and they weren't saying anything. Not that they were hiding anything, but it's cheap. It's not owned by anybody, and it's used as an antimicrobial, antiviral in all of these different ways and has been for a long time.
For malaria for over almost 20 years.
Yeah. So, and my doctor.
Which is something these dudes were saying 4 years ago. The guys you now work for. Exactly.
Is there...
Couldn't have put it better.
What, Steve?
Is there any studies released on it, like, if you bone a chick that's been vaccinated, it fucking transfers?
Yes. I haven't looked into it personally, but I've seen that be a thing.
Fuck, I might be vaccinated. No more pure blood.
Who is now my doctor, was using it during COVID on her family and on patients.
But that's at this point, that's just speculation. I haven't seen any evidence behind that. All right.
I know. I'm fucking with you.
And it was working for them. So they were wrong to play scared on that. Didn't know that at the time.
You were wrong. You were wrong, Chris Cuomo.
Yeah.
Know it now, admit it now, reporting on it now. Because I think that's the job. The
job was to ask questions, and you didn't ever even fucking considered it 4 years ago. Fuck you, Chris Cuomo.
Agreed. Yeah, small time publics.
People who are getting.
What were you saying?
Oh, just small time. Last comment there. Agreed.
I'm tired of the whole COVID amnesty crowd. They've always known they were in the wrong, but they were too arrogant to admit it. Is it arrogance or is it fucking evil?
Why not both?
Why not both?
Yeah, okay, I guess arrogance requires a bit of evilness. Yeah. Ignorance would be not evil, would be less likely to be evil.
Yeah, good point.
All right, so just in case you forgot, this is what he was saying back then.
People who are injecting drugs for animals and horse.
And people telling them to. Oh my God. What person? You know, you talk about cancel culture and who to shame. Ivermectin, a dewormer, really?
Fake news, you son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
They are shaming themselves. No one has to shame them. They're shaming themselves.
No, they need to be shamed.
Yeah.
They need to be called out and shamed, brother.
People who are getting
right. Yeah, because I'm sure all the people that did take ivermectin and didn't get the shot are really regretting those choices now.
Yeah, Joe Rogan needed to be shamed for passing on very valid information to people to help them have options with what they might need to do to help them get better. You fucknut. This guy, and you know what? He's on Patrick Bet-David's payroll. And there was a lot of people that got mad about this.
Mm-hmm. I unsubscribed to him. Fuck him.
People were mad with him about this, and he had the response. I didn't get it. I was watching D-Day Cobra on one of his Cobra casts.
I saw that one too.
It was Saturday, and he played the video of PBD's response to everyone being upset about this video. And all he said was, "What? You don't want me talking to people on the other side?"
That doesn't mean you have to employ them.
You're fucking employing them.
That's not the problem here. The problem is you not calling him out for his fucking blatant hypocrisy.
Yeah.
His bullshit about how all of a sudden this is okay when we know when so many people knew damn well what was okay in 2020, but yet they had a fucking agenda to push, and you couldn't raise the question, but yet some reason you felt it was okay to put this schmuck on your payroll. Go fuck yourself.
Later.
I PBD as far as I'm concerned, sell out now. Fucking sell out.
At least you didn't lie at the beginning of the show. Talking about getting heated.
I hate fucking liars. These are fucking liars.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they didn't have double standards, they wouldn't have any at all.
You know what though?
Does that mean they have twice as many standards?
You're right, Steve.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. That makes them better people. You're absolutely right, because they have the double standards, which gives them twice as many standards as a regular person. Therefore, they are the more moral person.
That's Steiner math right there.
Steve wins.
Yes, that was.
Next week, Cuomo says it will turn out most wars are for profit. Oh, Jesus. You're probably right.
Oh, my God.
I just figured something out. No one ever thought of this before. Wars are to make money.
Weird. Mines get twice as much work.
So Wade says he knows a doctor that got canned for taking a stand. I bet I have no idea how many doctors
There's
got.
probably a lot
There's
of
a
them
lot
out
of
there.
doctors that got kicked off of social media for even talking about horse paste.
Yep.
And I use horse paste as a weird YouTube workaround.
Well,
I don't actually mean it.
That sounds kinky. You sick fuck.
Well, so that drug is used as a dewormer, but yet also it's been used since
It's an ingredient in deworming for animals, and they call it a horse dewormer.
And they you know what? The country with like the best COVID numbers, or the continent with the best COVID numbers is Africa. And they use it like fucking vitamin C out there because of the malaria. So I don't know. But anyhow, I don't know which Cuomo brother was worse last week. If it was that douchebag or his bitch ass cousin who was running New York at the time. Did you guys see the clip with him?
Are they're cousins?
They're brothers or cousins. Dude, I'm
brother.
confused now.
I thought they were brothers. Okay.
Did I say cousins? Whatever.
I was like, I thought they were brothers.
Yeah, they're brothers. They had the hit that he actually Andrew Cuomo won an Emmy for his daily updates on the whole fucking thing.
Is that the same person?
No, this is his brother. This was the New York.
Yeah,
governor.
this is his brother.
No, I'm talking about the two people up. Like, take away a few wrinkles, it's the same fucking person.
Oh, so now this woman doesn't actually talk about this clip, but for those of you who don't remember, she's the one out there who wanted to cancel the unvaccinated. She was out there saying that you shouldn't be able to go to the hospital. She was out there saying that you shouldn't be able to go to work.
Oh, what a piece
if you didn't
of
get
crap.
the poke. I forget her name, but she's a fucktard too. Anyways, let's see what Cuomo thinks about it now with his
oh god, this girl, yeah,
2020 hindsight type thing.
I believe if government were to now say, we just made a finding that there's a new virus and everyone should do X, Y, and Z, the amount of compliance with X, Y, and Z would be much, much lower than it was at the beginning of COVID because people do not trust the government.
He's dying.
Especially on this issue, the way they did at the beginning. And that would be a complicating factor, right? When you have people who just don't listen. Because government had no capacity to enforce any of this. You must wear who just don't listen. Because government had no capacity to enforce any of this. You must wear a mask. And people wore masks in New York. But if they said, I'm not wearing a mask, there was nothing I could do about it.
Do you hear this?
So here's where he's not totally lying. This is why we call it fascism, because it was the government doing these suggestion hearsay rules, and it was the private property owners that were actually like calling the cops and removing people for not having masks in their facilities because they worked together hand in hand.
Right. Right.
So
you're
fuck
absolutely
him,
right.
but I'm getting real technical here.
No, you're right. But he certainly didn't act this way when he was.
Oh yeah.
Like,
what's his big claim to fame? Putting the sick in the elderly homes?
No, it was just basically telling Trump to go fuck himself. Like,
right? Yeah. That was his other thing. Is he would go live after Trump made his daily statement or whatever, and like counter whatever Trump said.
Well, he was like, I know a guy who owes me money that has this big old stadium you can use, and he was like, no, fuck you. I'm gonna put all the old people. I'm gonna move them back in the nursing homes where they're all sick.
Right. Him and Whitmer, that dumb cunt. Let's see what I don't remember if there's anything else, but we'll finish this off here.
While you're on the topic of that, I love the meme that had a picture of Bin Laden and it said killed less New Yorkers than Cuomo.
Oh shit.
My God. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh my God.
You must close your private business. I won't.
Well, no, that's different. That's a lie.
Fucking New Jersey. I mean, I don't know about him. I don't know if anyone was resisting in New York, but that gym in New Jersey had nothing but bullshit to deal with.
Yep. No, that's totally different. They totally had every right, not every right, but they had every power to fuck around with these private companies.
Well, you know what? Actually, they didn't, but they acted like they did, and people followed suit. What he is saying is people are fucking retards and they listen to us. I don't think we could do that again.
Yeah, it was pretty much like we tried, we failed. People aren't going to listen to us again. That's pretty much the gist of it.
Yeah.
Nothing I could really do about it. It was really all voluntary, and it was extraordinary when you think about it, that society acted with that uniformity voluntarily, because I had no enforcement capacity. So you have a reduced trust in government.
Thank God.
That's putting it lightly.
I just solved this country's problem.
Which one?
Forced retirement at 65?
No. This one's even better. Everybody will be happy. Everybody will be happy. Even fucking liberals.
Oh.
Is that possible to make them happy?
So in 2024, on April 15th of 2025, if everybody just didn't pay their taxes, people are back in power.
Nah, the liberals would be pissed.
But they get to keep their money. They'll love it. It's a win-win.
They like taxes.
No, because dude, Steve, I was called a white supremacist for saying I don't like taxes.
Oh, wait, hold on. Did you at least just turn around to who called you a white supremacist and go, Wesley Snipes?
No, I was completely taken aside. I did not see that coming. This was not on the internet. This was in real life. Okay. This was in fucking real life. And I didn't see that coming from anywhere.
Wesley Snipes, dude. I didn't really care for him, but I love the man.
Did this genius who accused you of being a white supremacist further expand upon his claim?
Because people that aren't white need my tax money.
Wesley Snipes didn't.
And he's brown. This individual was also brown. More red. Good mix.
I mean, you'd actually save money if you just gave him money directly and not have the government. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll cut the middle, man, and give you a couple $100.
You know what? I should have just said that. I should have been like, you know what? You just need some money, dude.
Like, yeah, here you go.
Let me be your white savior.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what I should have said. But
I'm sure he'd be happy about that.
This was like 2018, like maybe 17. Like,
oh, you're doing real good then.
Yeah, like I had never. That was just something you didn't call people.
Back when the word still had meaning.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Completely blew me away.
Like the word racist had more of like a impact than the N-word back then.
Yeah. Yeah, we were freshly removed off of just using the soft R.
Yeah, it was like timeout. Oh, whoa, did we say something out of line? Hold up. But now it's just being gaslit for everything.
Yeah. Well, now you can't sing along with it.
All right. Totally don't do that.
Like the only thing that ever offends me is talk about my children. I might have to react.
That's very different. That is hella personal.
Other than that, like nothing's gonna offend me. You can just say you Will Smith my mom, and I'll be like, cool.
Like, you killed my mom?
You just made Will Smith a verb.
He is a verb.
None of these people. So to what Fractured's saying here, none of these people that were in the mainstream media back in 2020
not to be trusted, no matter what they say,
should not be given an inch of saying I didn't know.
Oh yeah, no way.
They don't deserve any respect. They have to re-earn it. And I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. Certainly, it's not about stating your new positions on the whole situation 4 fucking years later. Kiss my ass.
Yep.
Let's see what else. Fractured was kind of on a tear here.
I just like how nerdy Neo is over here, just like nonchalantly answering everything, not raising his voice, not getting crazy. He's just like, we're fucked.
No, he's the same one. Yeah.
I think I got heated on one stream though.
Oh yeah, it's true. You did.
Which one was that?
I wasn't there. I went back and watched it. It was pretty great.
It probably had something to do with because every time I talk about it, I get super heated about Uvalde.
Oh, did we? I generally stay away from those things. Yeah, I generally
evil people.
I generally stay away from the pew pew stories.
Yep.
So I don't remember, but I'm just saying that's probably what it was about. Because anytime that gets brought up, I get heated.
The fucking hand sanitizer.
What?
Wasn't that one?
Hand sanitizer.
Check my phone.
He was hanging out in the hallway, getting some hand sanitizer and washing his little hands.
Oh,
waiting for the green light.
Yep.
Right.
Meanwhile, a parent was getting tased because he was trying to get in there.
No, that makes my blood boil.
Dude, Sam, that fucking the hand sanitizer is what triggers me. Bro, you could just sit there with your thumb up your ass. You got bored. You waddled around. Fuck, dude. That's like me waiting for my foreman to come see me or some shit. Like, anyway. Move on.
So, I'll say I can't get heated. I just typically don't.
You need an adult in a room for sure.
I get heated with the fucking media. I hate the media. I watched a great video earlier today that made me subscribe to somebody because they called out fucking sports media and the lies that they tell about Nikola Jokic. Like, it is.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like, that shit gets me fired up when you point out these fucking retards and their lies.
Yep.
There was one thing on the show notes. I don't know if you're going to get to it, given that we're coming up on 2 hours already.
Oh damn.
But the Wisconsin note on your notes that was getting heated. Not that we didn't already know it, but now that there's more.
Yeah. Let's.
I don't know if you wanted to get into that or not.
I know
this whole stream on its own.
So, well, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to show the approved fucking media first before we go into the teardown here. Let me make sure my highlights are still on the sweet. Okay. So yeah, so for some reason, things that happened in 2020 seemed to be in the news last week.
Yeah, this one.
From COVID to the election. Now, it hasn't happened on this show, but a few weeks ago for the weekend pregame, I did get a fact check on the show for the 2020 election, and I don't think we even talked about the damn thing. So here we go with this one. We'll see how fact check. Actually, you know what? I should just check the back end, see if they've slapped me with anything. Nope, nothing. All right. So Milwaukee removes election chief and unexpected battleground stakes shakeup. Milwaukee Election Commission Executive Director Claire Woodall was replaced with her deputy. A spokesperson for Milwaukee mayor cited internal issues. So here's what they had to say about the internal issues. Wisconsin's past 2 presidential elections were decided by fewer than 23,000 votes each, and Milwaukee, a Democrat stronghold where Trump allies falsely portrayed slow counting mail-in ballots as a sign of fraud, was at the center of the drama in both elections. Woodall is leaving just 2 months after a grand jury found her former deputy, Kimberly Zapata, guilty of official misconduct and election fraud charges related to her having obtained fake absentee ballots.
It's funny how in that previous sentence, it still says falsely.
Right. Right. Like, and it's like, wait, what? And then they just completely obliterate what they said before. Hypocrites. Fuck the media. If you don't hate journalists, you don't hate them enough.
Even if you hate them, you don't hate them enough.
So we've got this here with Mr. MJ Truth Ultra over on Twitter, who's got a little bit more information for us.
Yeah, this one.
So, Wisconsin, this is a high crime. Milwaukee election director Claire Woodall-Vogg, who suspiciously came up with tens of thousands of ballots she got employees to fill in the 2020 election, has been terminated. Well, now, I don't know if she got employees to fill them in or whatever, but she's been terminated.
I think the type of termination she needs is the kind that involves Arnold Schwarzenegger.
There should be jail time. There should be jail time, not just losing her fucking job. Emails were uncovered of Claire on election night joking about delivering the margin needed to flip the state from Trump to Biden. In the email exchange, Ryan Chu from the election group said to Claire, which, by the way, what's happening? What's going on with this Mr. Chu? If he was aware of these things happening?
That's a good question. I hadn't thought about that till just now.
He sent an email to Claire. Damn, Claire, you have a flair for drama, delivering just the margin needed at 3 a.m. I bet you had those votes counted at midnight and you just wanted to keep the world waiting. Okay.
And that is in quotes. That's exactly what the email says.
So yeah, the email, we've got a photo of the email. This is all court evidence. This is all court official evidence. YouTube. Go fuck yourself. Compare the timestamp of the email exchange and take a look at the graph timeline. Milwaukee had 140,000 ballot dump around the same time, which statistically and possibly favored Joe Biden to push him ahead. In a sworn deposition, Claire admitted she printed 64. I'm going to start that again. Claire admitted she printed 64,000 ballots in the back conference room in City Hall room 501 for the November 3rd, 2020 election. She had city employees and other CTCL for some of those, fill some of those out on the 4th, 6th, and other floors in City Hall.
That we know of.
She then kicked out observers around 10 to 10:30. Notice how Wisconsin wasn't the only place that did that. All right.
That sounds like Arizona too.
That happened in Michigan. I can't remember if it happened in Arizona, but it happened in Michigan and it happened in Georgia.
I remember they wanted to even just have their ballots recounted, and then they kicked them out while they recounted it, and then the truck came later and picked them all up. Like they waited outside for them to count it because they couldn't be there while they did it. And then while they were waiting outside, a truck came and just picked it all up.
Well, then it was Detroit who was putting up things so that you couldn't look in the window where they were counting.
Oh shit! I didn't see that.
What is that?
You never saw that?
Dude,
that instills, confidence in the system.
But shut up.
The internet has
Joe
more
Biden
pride.
won the election, most popular president ever. Joe Biden.
And you forgot the most safest and securest election we've ever had.
Yes, the safest, most securest. It was not enhanced by any shadow. Oh, wait, no, actually, it was enhanced by a completely approved shadow campaign according to Time.
They had to fortify the election.
Voted in by 1.3 billion certified voters.
Oh, now come on, Steve. You're fudging the numbers there.
I'm gonna quote Stephen A. Smith, where he said 81 million Americans did not vote for Biden.
So we didn't do the episode. What was it, last week or the week before? There was some night
last 2 weeks.
It was 2 weeks ago. It was 2 weeks ago.
Well, actually,
Stephen A. Smith has walked it all back.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I missed that.
I will send you the link. I've got it somewhere. Like, yeah.
Well, remember last week when you got that thumbs down?
Oh yeah, that was the Helldiver stream though.
That character's in your fucking chat right now.
It fractured?
You see.
Actually, the thumbs down's gone. I don't know what happened to it, but it's not there anymore. I'm back at 100%.
Because I called him out. He had to fucking remove it.
So we'll keep reading this. She then kicked out observers around 10:30 on November 3rd, then brought in large amounts of ballots at 1:15 on November 4th. per Peter Bergner. The results, Donald Trump was leading Wisconsin by 120,000 votes, and he himself, late night, they stole the 2020 presidential election. The wrong guy is in the White House. This is all his opinion and everything. Google, this is an opinion, YouTube. Clara is walking free.
A correct opinion.
After she's been found guilty of fraud. Okay. This is actually happened. This is facts. She's free. And now deputy director, who is actually a new deputy director, but still answered to her, Paulina Gutierrez, has taken over to possibly do the same exact thing. Well, now this is conjecture. We don't have any evidence of that, but it doesn't look great. And here's a photo of the email.
I would have fired her. Fuck.
Oh my god!
You should insert the.
He's like, I never would have hired her.
Her only skill in life is counting votes in a room where no one else is in.
Right.
Take that picture and insert it into that clip of Trump talking to that reporter. Be like, honestly, you wouldn't be a choice of mine either.
You wouldn't be my first pick either. You wouldn't be my first pick.
So here's the email with that dude saying you have a flair for drama. The timestamp is at 4:07 a.m. We've got the graph here. So this here is midnight, November 4th. This line here is 6. This graph looks around the 4 o'clock mark.
You
She just delivered all of those ballots at the same fucking time.
Jesus, man. That is
now. Here's the thing.
That's not
Here's the truth
at all.
With the situation of the Electoral College, Trump taking Wisconsin does not give him a victory. Okay, like that's still not enough to overturn the election. Are you happy, YouTube?
Right.
He would have needed, I believe, Georgia and Arizona, or Pennsylvania and Georgia. Something among those. Maybe even a fourth, because I don't have the Electoral College numbers memorized in my head.
I'm so glad you don't.
It's only a matter of time. I still know the capitals. So there was some other stuff that was coming out of Fulton County with missing SHA files, which are encrypted files that you use. So what I know about SHA files and from my use is when I would download custom versions of the Android operating system to put on my phone, you would use the SHA file. They would give you the number that should be on the SHA file. And it was a way to verify that the file you downloaded was what they provided and not corrupted. And so it was a way to verify the actual authenticity of this this data, right? Help me out here, Nerdy Neo. I'm using the right words to help explain it to people.
Yeah, just for anyone like .sha, like it's a file extension.
Yeah, like an executable or a .bin or whatever. It's a .sha. These files are missing in Fulton, Georgia. A lot of them. I want to say something around 30,000. The reason I didn't bring this is because the video is so dry. It's a court hearing thing happening, and it's just so hard to get through. I didn't bring it, and the audio is absolutely ass. The other aspect to that is the person sitting on the board was like, well, why can't we see the actual paper ballots? And she gets the runaround. And for some reason, we're not getting the paper ballots. So there's plenty of weird stuff going on. And it's all horseshit. I hated 2020. 2020 was the worst year ever.
Yeah, it was a shit year. It was terrible.
So what do you guys think?
I love 2020, dude. I could hit $110 down the freeways, and I never got pulled over.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Actually, I was an essential worker as well, so there was no traffic.
Yeah, I was
true.
I was postmating. They gave me the essential worker certificate, and I was all, oh, fuck.
You had an actual certificate?
Yeah, they sent it out to you in an email. So if you got pulled over,
what the?
Because there was like areas like your state where there was the modern day Germans that would pull you over if you were mandatory forced to stay inside.
California didn't even do that. Holy shit.
Yeah, no, there was places where like if you weren't allowed out, like you got fucking arrested.
Jeez.
How do I know this? And I'm not even a fucking political.
Well, I just live in California, and I thought it would have happened here, and it didn't.
I can now say what I was about to say, but I'm not going to.
So 20 for some reason, I don't know why, but 2020 is coming back around. And I think there's going to be more.
What do you mean by 2020? There was a lot of shit that went down.
So okay,
what part of 2020 is coming?
So the big thing, well, okay, the biggest is obviously COVID. I think we're going to get a lot more stuff about COVID coming out over the next rest of the year.
Like they're going to try and sit us down again?
There's going to no. Like Andrew Cuomo says we couldn't do it again. And they know that. They're trying to do it with the bird flu right now. Trump just came out today saying they're trying to do it with the bird flu. But you know what? They ran the bird flu thing with Obama a bunch and no one gave a shit.
Nah.
Somehow COVID worked. Maybe it was because they called it COVID. I don't know.
I think that was the first. This is my stance on that. I think that was the first like crazy infection thing that came around where social media played a large role in society, because none of that other crap, like you weren't able to get the fear tactics that they were able to spread on social media.
I think it's because it happened in China. Because, like, there's a disease in China versus like somewhere in South America that we don't typically like do business with. Because all those athletes in China that got sick, that was a decent story that even I like heard and knew, and people I worked with knew about that.
Didn't SARS come from China, or
I don't know.
There was another one that came. Well, remember when you used to name it after where it fucking came from?
Yeah, right. The China virus. Were we gonna say Static? Sorry.
I don't remember.
Crap.
All I was saying was like I think we get more of these people coming around on the COVID thing.
Oh yeah.
And I think we find out more and more about what happened in the election. Nerdy Neo, you've got a smirk there. What's going on?
Yeah, so I had to go look for something because I'm like, I didn't remember where I put it. But, being a good Californian, I have my vaccine passport right here.
Oh, man.
Please tell me you printed it.
No, I got this as a gift. When you scan the QR code, it takes you to the copy of the Constitution.
Oh, that's awesome. I need that.
Damn straight.
Look at the back.
That is good.
Sick. I need that.
Whoever... I hope whoever came up with that made a ton of money.
Defy unlawful mandates, don't tread on me. So I never used it, but I have it.
I almost went to Mexico to get it.
You know what? This is a good point. COVID worked because Trump was in office, and it was another way for the media to attack him. They pushed all of the COVID stories and ran death numbers on the screen all during Trump. Yep.
And then
that all went away on what was it, January 8th or something like that of 20.
Yeah, it's funny how it's like this Operation Warp Speed is like the worst thing ever. Then as soon as Biden takes over, we're all for Operation Warp Speed now.
Well, it's a good move because they established the problem, and now they're the solution to the problem that was under the Trump administration.
And that's the government's MO.
Yep. No. Easy.
All right. How much of a hurry are you guys to get out of here?
So, quick question.
Not too much.
How many of you actually legitimately fear the current government?
Fear? It's growing every day.
Well, I'm just saying, Thomas Jefferson's got some great quotes that need to be popping up more often.
I think I got a pretty decent fear of the government.
Oh yeah, the government should fear the people shouldn't fear the government type stuff.
Yeah,
but that flipped a long time ago.
If you fear your government, it's tyranny. If the government fears the people, it's liberty.
You know what? That sounds something that
Yeah, well, that's
and it's also he also has a quote. These aren't exact quotes. This is just going off Like, doesn't he have something like
Paraphrase.
the only thing Americans should fear is a government that's too powerful? Like shit like that. Dude's a genius.
But he owned slaves.
I mean,
he actually.
You don't.
I mean, like. Hold on. Like, okay.
I said that very tongue in cheek. If you look into Jefferson and his slaves, it's a very different situation.
Here's the thing. Back in the day, dude, without government welfare, without corporations, if you wanted a roof and food on your table, you became a slave. Like, you just worked for someone.
The definition, well, the word slave changed. All right, like the new word for slave is W-2 employee.
Yeah.
Think about it. You get paid just enough to show back up next week.
Yep.
No, I agree with you, Steve. Jefferson needs to be taught, but they're too busy taking down his statues.
Didn't he have a couple kinfolk babies? Just saying.
Possibly. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not. I have no idea.
I don't either. I'm just.
Wouldn't be surprised.
So I've got two more quick things. I've got the illegal update, which could have been much bigger.
That's what should be a ticker on every news station.
Oh shit, you're not wrong. That would be fucking badass.
Oh my god.
Like these,
where is Newsmax on that? Like where? Like
these are the COVID death numbers. Oh wait, no, these are the illegal immigrant numbers.
Oh shit, bro, that'd be great. That'd be funny, dude.
So last week there was a vote in the House about illegal immigrants being able to be in the census, right? And having electoral college numbers being represented by illegal immigrants. And well, we had all the Democrats say nay and all the Republicans say yes. The Democrats want illegal aliens to be able to vote. I don't think this gets past the Senate because they have the tiebreaker.
Equal Representation Act.
What was that?
I'm looking at the yay, like all the Republicans are for it and all the Democrats are against it. So the fact that they're voting yes for it, I'm assuming means that illegals should not.
Right, that they won't be counted.
Okay.
Yeah, this is one of the worded backwards ones.
Okay, that's what I was figuring. I'm like, looks exactly the opposite of what it seems like it should be. So we know that there are no Republicans that voted nay.
I am honestly shocked
that there weren't some.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, there were 11 on both sides that didn't vote.
Oh, is that like abstained?
Abstained or didn't even just fucking show up because they don't have to show up.
Yeah.
They don't have to be there.
Isn't that their job?
Yeah. What, you don't just get to not go to your job?
No, can't say that I do.
Oh. Well, maybe you need to become a politician.
I've had a boss who did that before. He just never came in. We fired him though.
So this is nice to see. I don't see it mattering in the end because not only does it have to get past the Senate, but then Joe Biden has to sign it.
Question: why does this need to be put through Senate or whatever in the first place?
Because this is regarding the census, and it's already happening. Someone kick him from the chat.
No, he stays.
It doesn't say Pelosi's boobs; it just says Pelosi.
Oh,
but I don't see this being made into law where they stop counting the illegals in the census. I don't know why it ever started that way.
I don't know either.
It just seems pretty un-American to me. But what do I know? Just a white dude in Arizona. So now the last thing that I've got is a little bit of chicanery. This is conspiracy corner here. Everyone's seen that moment where
I guess it's just 2020 they stopped counting.
Well, so they only do the census every 10 years.
Yeah. Well, that's how California gets their seats.
Yes,
if they count it. So I don't see the point of them not counting
California should be losing seats from 2020,
and that's why they're not counting.
How many people have left the state?
I have a question. Why does the census fucking care about how many toilets are in my house?
Wait, does it really?
Yes.
That's a very good question.
I don't answer any of that shit, but just curious.
So, does everyone remember that moment that Mitch McConnell shut down at a press conference type thing behind the podium?
Which time?
The first time.
The first
time. I saw this video and it was presented in an interesting light because you're not paying attention to what's going on around Mitch McConnell when he hits the blue screen of death. You're paying attention to Mitch, but I don't know if you guys watched this already. Check this out. Would love to get your thoughts. So it says, did this woman just turn off Mitch McConnell?
This week has been good bipartisan cooperation and a string of
I didn't notice he's all smiling.
Right?
Oh,
So like,
I didn't notice.
So this woman comes out of nowhere, right? Like she was kind of like off to the side or something. She walks up, she greets this dude knows who she is, that he's exchanging words, and then that guy acknowledges her. And then she just comes up, taps him on the wrist.
He's trying to talk and she's interrupting. Wow.
Maybe all his blood flow went to his dick.
Maybe. Women have been controlling men for years.
How old this man is? I don't know if he has any blood left.
I'm just saying what's left went to the wrong head. He's all, I haven't been touched like this in years.
Is
I think
who's more mentally competent, him or Biden?
Neither.
I see a lot more Biden, so
I guess more Biden. Yeah, I gotta agree. Steve's 2 for 2.
He's at least standing on his own feet.
So and then
they didn't have to tell him where to stand.
Right after she does that, because you could see it they replay it, but so she hits his hand, and then this taller dude over here, he
grabs him.
He raises his eyebrow, and at this point, Mitch McConnell has been shut down for about 2 seconds already, and it's just interesting.
Fuck.
I don't know. It's weird. Why are they excited that all of a sudden this dude he was mid-sentence and they seem interested instead of concerned?
I wonder if that's
I don't know if it's some MK Ultra shit. I don't know.
Dude, that's insane.
But also, hold on. Let me pull it back up here. So it's not like it's the greatest video footage, but
it's almost.
You know what? I'll make this full screen. So
that face is so good. I know
that's
that
smart.
a meme.
So if you pay attention, watch McConnell's face, right? We'll go before she even entered the scene. So watch his face. Not that he has much movement over it to begin with. Do we know if he had a stroke before this moment?
I have no idea. I'm gonna look it up.
I don't. He can't move his face. So you could just this is the last movement of his face. She hasn't touched him yet. Oh wait, nope. He tightened up after she touched him.
Oh, what the hell? This is actually interesting.
He went full turtle mode after she touched him.
Let's try the Guardian. What?
So I don't know.
It's like it was a sign. They talked about if anybody touches you here,
it's like hypnotism or some shit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But the other thing is if it was a robot, dude, we got fucking adult toys you can run off of your fucking phone. Why can't she do something digital that wasn't obvious?
I'm thinking it's kind of like the Archelians in Men in Black, where there's a little person who's inside the head. It opens up. There's a little alien in there.
I would be all for that. That would make that the government would make so much more sense.
Apparently, he fell and got a rib injury,
and that broke his brain.
And people in the house are saying he have a concussion?
Does it got a year on that?
Last year, September.
Okay, because this would have been roughly around the same time. Because this was the first shutdown.
Oh, there it is. They show a video of it.
Of him falling?
No. Him giving that speech.
Oh, okay.
Right there. And then there's the smiling guy. You can see the smiling guy. So yeah, people are he got an actual exam from a physician saying that he does not have Parkinson's disease and did not suffer a stroke. They had to verify that he hasn't, because he fell and had a rib injury.
Well, okay, so
the Republican House has been.
So he's been physically cleared of brain damage. So Steve, you're wrong. Biden is actually worse off because he can't be convicted of a crime because he's not, according to our DOJ, he can't be convicted of having
what's NPR
classified files that he shouldn't have had at his home, because according to the DOJ, he's not mentally capable enough to stand trial.
My goodness.
But yeah, he's mentally capable enough to be the president.
So you guys are on Twitter more than I am. Have you not seen the people that are 101, 102 that Germany's saying are fit to fucking stand trial, and they're prosecuting people from World War II?
No.
Yes.
Shut the fuck up, because it was just 6 months ago Canada was out there applauding a fucking Nazi.
Oh yeah.
No, Germany's over there sentencing fucking 100-year-olds to 70 years in prison.
You know what? That makes sense. Germany, you can't even say, you pretty much can't even say the word Nazi there. They're Nazis about the Nazis nowadays.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, no, they're no, you're
case.
But dude, you see these dudes, they're 102 over there, and they're fucking light years healthier than Biden.
I always forget.
Well, you know what? Also, I wouldn't be surprised if Europeans are just better put together than Americans right now because of the shit we're allowed to eat, and they're not.
I was gonna say it has everything to do with what you're putting in the fucking body.
Yeah, insane.
There's so many ingredients that are in everything here that it's completely illegal on the other side of the world.
Yep. I don't know why. What's up?
You know it's banned in 21 countries. Fireball.
Oh, Fireball is shit, bro. Fuck Fireball.
It's fucking drinking antifreeze, basically.
Yep. Why do you think California is the only one that's trying to get rid of red dye, which has been known to cause cancer
forever?
Forever.
Say what the yellow dyes, they're trying to get. They're essentially outlawing the entire bag of Skittles, which is why they won't be carried. But all the different colors of the Skittles bag on that.
Yeah, why is California the only one trying to get rid of it?
Why the dude before Cuomo.
It's the one good thing that'll fucking save
wanted to it might have been a couple.
Oh yeah, I forgot his name.
But they made the 44 ounces illegal in New York because of fat people.
Yeah, I forgot. They wanted to tax it. It was going to be a soda tax.
Yeah.
I'm all for the soda tax, bro. If you want to get a fucking supersize me, you should have to pay $2 whole to fund that shit.
That's like that.
And you got to sign a waiver to not sue people for making you fat.
It's insane.
There was basically an episode of Parks and Rec about that.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen it? Remember the baby size? They're like, well, we have the baby size. And she's
what was the name of that restaurant?
Oh, Fat Burger or something like that? The Paunch Burger.
Paunch Burger, yes. That's
it's called Paunch
And they had a soda size that was like a freaking bucket. It was gigantic.
No, it was child size. Their child size cup was really 2 liters.
Can I get a liter of cola?
It was 2-liter child size for $5.
It's funny you bring that up because I travel statewide, and a couple weeks ago, I was like, damn, I really don't see, or a year ago, I was like, damn, dude, buffets aren't really a fucking thing except Chinese buffet, but whatever, you're still hungry 2 hours later. But when I thought that a couple weeks ago, I was like, damn, dude, buffets are starting to come back. After Fogo de Chao, I started realizing there's a bunch of these all-you-can-eat places, and I was all like, "Fuck!" We went from a healthy nation wanting to go somewhere, and here it is, 4 years after being trapped in your house. Like everyone's like their coping skill of dealing with shit is now eating.
Dude, what about there's so many like MAGA moms that will retweet people being like, I spent $200 at the grocery store, and it's all just like Pop-Tarts and chips and trash shit. But like chicken is getting expensive though. Like that is
$200. Like I spend $130 a week myself.
Yeah.
I just bought like 4 or 5 cartons of fruit yesterday. It was like $40.
Oh God, yeah. My girl loves fruit, and I'm just like, dude, we can't afford the fruit. We need chicken and
You say
normal
cartons
food.
of fruit, meaning like fucking strawberries and blueberries.
Those are expensive,
Jesus
bro.
Christ.
Yeah, I think 2 cartons of strawberries, 2 cartons of raspberries, and a carton of blueberries.
Dude, this time of year, you used to get those for $2 because it's berry season. You would be able to pick those up like buy one get one free all day long during the summer.
I don't know what it is for you, nerdy, but avocados used to be like 25 cents each, dude.
I don't know. I don't like it. I don't ever get avocados.
AZ is trying to pass a law where you can't grow your own food on your property.
That's holy shit. What the
Arizona
fuck is wrong with it? What's wrong with Arizona? Is that because
you know what? It's
grow
like
shit? It's
another
too
thing
hot.
in Arizona. It's illegal to collect rainwater in Arizona.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So I bet they're going to do it under the same guise of that you're using too much water to grow your own garden.
I mean, can you even fucking grow anything in Arizona? Is it possible?
Dude, yeah.
Okay.
We're a huge citrus state.
Oh, that's true.
So
we also do avocados here. We could grow watermelons here. You know what one of our biggest crops used to be was cotton.
Oh, right.
Don't admit that.
Steve's
Jesus
in the
Christ.
field picking the cotton.
Out of a Tylenol bottle.
Arizona didn't come to be until after the Civil War, Steve.
Oh yeah, that's funny. It reminded me of like how people in California talking about reparations and slavery was never a thing in our state.
Yeah. God, retards. All of them.
This was a bunch of natives who hurt each other. So they were also
I also read somewhere on the Twitters, or I guess it's X now. Sorry, I'm fucking old.
It's still twitter.com.
It's still Twitter. X.com / Twitter.com.
Exactly.
But it's that a school, South Dakota, banned the use of pronouns.
Based.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That's Christy Noam, who did weird shit a couple weeks ago, but
she's like, I gotta come up with a way to get people's back on my side after talking about killing a dog for no reason.
But like, hold on, remember, like schools would have uniforms. The whole thing was to bring all the kids to the same level.
Yep.
You are allowing pronouns, allowing. The reason why there's so many fights,
dude, that's
all this crazy shit is because you're literally putting a difference between them. Like
Jordan Peterson was suggesting that to the patriarchy girls when it came to the workplace, where it's just like, if you want equality in a workplace, there should be uniforms, and then they all threw a huge hissy fit over it.
Oh, that's
that's a fair point.
He wasn't even like arguing for it. He was just like, if I'm going to argue from your perspective, you should want uniforms in a workplace.
I believe a comedian has a stand-up. Like, you can't fix ugly, dude. You're just gonna have to work harder. Like you, you just are, dude. Like, I work hard because I know I'm fucking ugly, dude.
I would have all the office girls do the Japanese sailor outfits.
I wouldn't, dude. I would literally
even the fat ones. I don't care.
I would. If I ran a business, like a larger successful business, I'd want them all showing up like they were Muslim, dude. Like I don't want none of that women shit showing because I'm a horny bastard. So like,
what if someone finds hijabis? What if someone finds hijabis like kinky?
Fired.
I'm fired.
Welcome to right to work state, buddy.
It doesn't matter.
The services are no longer needed.
All right, gentlemen, we are at 2 hours and 24 minutes. Any final words from any of you?
Oh,
What do we have?
Comment. What the fuck? That sucks.
What do we have in store in the next 4 months?
More fraud and government
prediction?
fraud.
What's your prediction?
I can't see another epidemic, dude. It has to be something like violent based or something.
I can't even imagine what kind of crazy stuff they're going to come up with to try
to
screw things this time.
They're going to come up. They're going to start another war or something like that. I don't know.
So
that's. I've heard.
Oh, I know what's going to happen. It's some strip is going to get bombed. That's what's going to happen.
That's probably, if I had to put money on like something to prevent the election, that's what I would put on.
So
going to war with his.
That's what I said. January 6th, 2021. It's like they're not going to let this happen again. It's like we're going to war.
They're not preparing for it, so it's just war. It has to be war. I'm shocked Alex Jones doesn't have anything on this. I haven't heard him say anything.
I hope to hell. Oh, Alex Jones has talked about preventing an election. And you want to know what's funny is back in 2020, they said the other side said that Donald Trump would start a war to prevent the election.
And look who's doing that.
Yeah.
Everything they say that Trump did is what Biden's doing.
Yep.
Well, that's what
he said. He said the DOJ. They said that Trump would go after journalists. Did any journalists were hit with any crimes? I don't think so.
No, but he's verbally assaulted them.
He verbally assaulted them, which they fucking deserve.
They deserve.
I just spent an hour verbally assaulting
journalists
because he fucking deserves it.
Yep.
Wait. This
Well,
just
hold
hit
on.
me. I process things slow. This just hit me.
Same.
You said Biden can't stand trial.
That was like what, 10 minutes ago?
The people who investigated the classified documents that were in Biden's house said that Biden is mentally unfit to stand trial. That is legal documents.
Then how the fuck can he run a country?
I don't know. I don't know.
And sorry, I processed slow. Like,
damn, that was 30 minutes ago.
That was kind of old news too.
Welcome to ADHD. Fuck it.
You know what? I'm glad you brought it up because I realized it did not register at that moment.
No, it fucking hit right now. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, wait a minute.
Clown world we live in right now.
Whoa, those pokes didn't work, did they? Holy shit.
All right. Back to what you were going to say. Sorry.
If you can remember.
As I was saying, they were saying Donald Trump was going to have journalists thrown in jail. Didn't happen. They are actively trying to throw journalists on the other side in jail right now. Projection
already did
what the leftists do.
People who were in Jan 6 were journalists. Some of them were. Some were independent.
Yeah, they're.
What's his name? A guy with InfoWars.
I think Fractured might be having a seizure or something. Like, I don't know what's going on here.
The cat walking across your keyboard.
What's his name? The other guy with InfoWars. Tall dude with the beard.
Oh, Owen Schroyer.
Owen Schroyer. Yeah, they threw his ass in jail.
Yeah.
He didn't go in the building. They put his ass in jail.
He didn't even go in, yeah. Because he was just like, that's a psyop, not going to do it. And then it doesn't matter. Because the trap was for him. The trap was for people like him.
Fractured's not wrong. They made Trump sound way more base than what we got.
Right.
Me too, Fractured. Me too. I'm going to go to work for this company and I will weld on that fucking wall for fucking buku dinero.
Hold on. This is something that crossed my mind earlier last week. All those photos that you see of people crossing the border, they're just coming through the wall. Like, we need fucking turrets on that shit or something. Like,
no, because the razor wire in the water had to be removed.
Well, right, that's illegal.
Inhumane.
Well,
now, I
there's
did
always
see something. I saw someone. So there's that river, in Texas,
Rio Grande.
Not the Rio Grande. It's some river in Texas. Maybe it's the Rio Grande or something. But the Eagle one. This looked legit. 2 alligators in that river. Someone had a video of it.
Well, there's always been like access, like holes within like the border where like Border Patrol would have to like regularly patrol, and also like people in Mexico, they used to like bring the people to the holes in the border, tell them where to go and go straight, and then contact Border Patrol, and Border Patrol would pay them. Like I've known people like who are like first like American citizens here because their parents like came here illegally, and like multiple times they would talk about the people that would like narc on whoever they were trying to help, because they would pay them to cross the border and then they would get paid again to tell the government.
That's just business, and they narked on the crew of 20 while the cartel shuffled fucking 500 on the other.
The cartel got rid of all that though, so these people aren't even making money.
That's standard issue, dude. The cartel will bust somebody with 3,000 pills, and then they'll fucking let 180,000 drive right by. Like, oh, look over here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what our fucking own government's doing to us.
Sounds
right
like
now.
the government to me.
It's like that picture of the 4 cops around the table with like a tiny bag of like drugs.
Yeah.
Like, look what we did.
Yeah.
It just felt more honest back then than it does now.
Well, it's funny what the internet does, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think we should vote Fractured Filtered in as president. You want to know why? Because we don't need a concrete wall. We can't have metal post fucking wall like they're just walking through right now. We can't have a physical wall, dude. We need some SG1 bullshit, fucking some like electrical field to fucking shock the shit out of them. Fuck it.
Shock the shit out of them. So here's this pitch for president. Let's just say
blast them 500 feet back.
So Fractured has plans for the border, and it will finally be secure, and the Chinese will be jealous. America will be back building wonders again. Dude, Fractured Filter 2024. I'm here for it. I am here for it.
Let's do it.
The thing is, it's like the wall can't just be on the surface level. Do you not remember El Chapo? He dug fucking tunnels. Like,
I don't know. I still go back to Greece where they just put a fence up. As long as you actually like adhere to the authority, most people won't do it. But if the government is courting cartels and allowing businesses in, then more people are likely to try it. Versus if you actually enforce, it's kind of like
Fractured.
I'm well aware of those tunnels.
Fractured Pelosi 2024. That's an interesting
okay.
combo.
I like it.
You know what? Just because I'm curious, sure, I'd vote for it.
I'd vote for it. Fracture would probably like take her voice box out or something like that. Makes it she can't talk.
He walks over there, taps her on the hand, so she shuts down.
Oh my god, that'd be great.
I don't see Fractured. Fractured can have a good amount of patience, but I don't think in this situation it would last.
Oh, Code Acid just got banned from the chat. He's banned his ass. No, fuck AOC. Hell no. Why am I her bitch?
Because AOC is much better looking than Pelosi.
Interesting pairings.
Well, why am I the VP? Fuck you. It's me as her VP.
Does anybody else agree there should be an age maximum?
Yes.
For presidency?
No, not really.
There's an age minimum.
I know, 45 or 40.
I think it's 35.
35.
Yeah.
Not really, because I want.
I'd be a
Rand
retarded
Paul
president.
and Ron
I'd be a
Paul.
retarded president.
There's a lot of older people that are qualified.
Yeah, I'd say just more so and actually, mentally fit.
Trump's gonna be in his 80s when he serves, dude, or is it at the end of it?
Well, that's what scares me, because here's the deal: like, he's had a very stressful life. Yes, the first 2 years he might be all right, but the downgrade of people that have had a high, mentally exhausting job is quick.
So here's the thing, though, with Trump. So you go and watch the president serve their 4 years. Yeah. Everyone comes out looking like ass. Trump was nowhere near as bad.
He lost weight, dude.
Trump,
man, look at the difference
lost weight over
between
the last 4 years, but his 4 years as president, he maintained.
Yeah, it looks the same.
Because he's had years and years of high stress environments. He knows how. He knows how to like
No, this is his life.
Yeah,
like the
look at
stress levels. Yeah.
Yeah, look at the difference between before and after Trump's term, and then like either of Obama's terms.
Oh yeah.
And to be
Obama
honest,
started a lot of wars though, bro.
But I just mean how he looked before and after, man.
I
He
know.
aged like 2
The physical
decades.
appearance, he looked like a shell of what he was when he got elected the first time.
Yeah.
Like
the other thing is people talk about Trump's failures. I'd rather have a president that knows what not to do.
Yeah, they say.
I mean,
learn a
in
lot
the
more
business
from-
world, like we're $35 trillion in debt. People, the government shouldn't be ran by like a business. Yes,
I think it
fucking
should. No, I'm 100% on that train.
If
Government is a business.
If you
everyone
don't have
else in
money,
this fucking country
don't
needs a
spend it.
budget except the goddamn government. That's
Oh, yeah.
horseshit.
Yeah.
It needs to be ran like a business with a budget.
That there are actual consequences to if you don't, abide by it.
Yes.
There's
you don't get to make shit. You don't get to print money out of nowhere.
No.
You fucking.
You want to know what Rob?
There's so many people on the internet that are just like, why don't you just print more money?
Nobody.
And they're all like 20-year-old white women.
Did anybody
Never
realize?
go full retard.
Never go full retard.
Did anybody realize how much money the government stole from you?
Just
when they
inflation?
changed.
I don't want.
No.
Bro, I
When
look
they
at my phone.
When they changed the nickel from being solid nickel to zinc plated, and the penny being changed from solid copper to copper plated.
Yep.
Billions.
When did that happen?
A long
think
time
in the
ago.
90s,
Yeah,
wasn't
not too
it?
long ago.
I want to say
And
the
then-
penny was a long time ago, but the nickel was more recent.
Yeah, I think the nickel. I think I did a report on it in high school. Maybe it was 2012.
There's zinc plate. It's just a zinc coin, and they plate it.
Yeah, I
That's
remember
it.
that. It's just plated. Yep, just like they do with with like wire and shit.
Stole money right from underneath you. No,
I mean,
that's not a conspiracy.
No,
It doesn't
you're
matter
right.
anymore
I was
because they
gonna-
don't.
I was gonna ch- I was
There's
gonna
no
change
treasury.
I was going to change my wordage there. I was going to say that is a rabbit hole. That is
Well,
a
it
rabbit
was a
hole.
conspiracy theory until they stopped valuing the treasury and printed money.
That's the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
That's the rabbit hole. when you talk about Fort Knox and all that stuff,
I'm
that is
over
a
here.
huge rabbit hole.
I'd rather have Fallout bottle caps than American dollars.
I thought the rabbit
The
hole.
gold,
was
the
people
gold standard
believing
is a
digital
very
money was real.
interesting thing to look into,
Oh, yeah.
and it'd be amazing if we ever got our way back to that. But there's a lot of conspiracies that lean into that.
We gotta talk about more.
We'd have to start letting Canadian rolls run rapid here to get back to the gold standard. You can't have the population we have and a tiny Fort Knox.
Yeah.
Good night, Acid. And
Good night,
good call on
dude.
using the pronouns. I support leaning into that shit for your advantage 100%.
No, you're wrong, Fractured. Fractured's wrong. Bottle caps actually had they were based on water reserves. That was what did the value of the bottle cap was based off the NCR's bottle reserves. It actually had something that scaled its value, unlike American dollars.
Which is all based on how much debt we have.
Yeah. We got to talk about RFK Jr. more because a lot of people likes the things that he says, but the way that he says he's going to carry out his I guess his romantic speech, you know what I mean? Like end the Fed, that's romantic speech. We're not going to mandate vaccines, that's like romantic speech, you know what I mean?
Like Ramaswamy shit.
Exactly. It's like I'm just going to promote the right people to tell these institutions how to do it. And it's like good luck with that. Trump tried to do it and he made all those mistakes. How is he going to end the Fed? Like easily. How are you going to control the FDA? He has not really said like solid ways he's going to do it. And the reason why the left is like attacking him is they're saying, so you're just going to presidential order everything. He's like, no, I'm just going to hire the right people. And it's just like, no, Trump said the same things and he failed. We need someone who can do a second chance to know the loopholes and to actually like at least have somewhat of a chance to deep root that deep state.
At least Trump went through and tried to clean out his cabinet when he found out that they were full of shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying he got rid of all of them. Like I disagree.
Well, no,
with,
he didn't.
I
Not all the
disagree.
way.
I disagree with both sides equally. I hate everybody equally. Like I think anybody in today's not economy, but anybody running for a public servant title is corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes all the way down to local fucking judges, fucking
God, yeah.
everything.
Oh,
Like,
yep. Very true. JFK.
From the top down.
He was trying to get rid of the CIA too.
Well, his grandkid is going to claim to do that, but he hasn't really said how he's going to do that.
I thought that was his nephew.
Sorry, nephew, whatever. But yep, JFK was pretty great.
And in regards to what you were saying about RFK and like covering him more, if you see anything where he's exposing himself, dude, put that in the bloodbath room and let's bring it. Like, if you guys ever see anything, throw a link.
Yeah, I've been watching him more than keeping up with most things because I follow a lot of libertarians, and a lot of libertarians are jumping on the RFK train, and I'm just kind of.
I think I follow a decent amount of libertarians, but I'm not seeing a whole lot.
They love them. Ones that I've always followed love them.
Another quick question. When do we get to punish the government for not following through, like Trump being more based than what we got? When is it considered false advertisement? And that's illegal.
Oh, well, so you see, that's the thing.
Not
so
like Trump, politicians.
When,
it's not.
when Trump won 2016, he had the House and the Senate, but Paul Ryan, it was Paul Ryan, right? It was the Speaker of the House.
Mm-hmm.
He was a never Trumper. And even though he was Republican, they didn't want to give Trump a single fucking thing.
That's how it always works, though, dude. It's like usually like executive and Congress are together until they even out Congress, and then it just flip flops like that.
And no one pays attention to what actually. So they got what they wanted, right? We had a Republican-controlled House, the Senate, and executive. No one paid attention to why nothing was happening. They just thought they just thought they just thought Trump wasn't doing anything. He had his hands tied. I will say that Trump failed at a lot of things that I think he did personally on the things that were in his control, but a lot of the stuff like the wall was held up by Congress the whole fucking time.
I understand why it doesn't happen. I get it. I just think, and I solved America again. Bring back consequences.
Well,
accountability and consequences, and shit will fucking straighten out. Like,
it could fix California by just making crime illegal again.
Jesus, oh yeah, right? Dude.
Like what a big step that would be.
I got out of a vehicle to go buy some damn Girl Scout cookies, and I looked over and there was like people getting out of cars with big guns, and I knew they were there for me, and I went like this. Like it's just you fucked up, fucking do it. Like,
yeah, you don't resist arrest, dude. No.
I'm just saying, like, punish the people accountable and don't let them be higher than the law.
That's called a anarcho tyranny or whatever. What's it called? Where you don't punish the criminals and then the citizens are the ones that are slaves.
Oh, you know what? That would be that I could see it being called anarcho tyranny because
that's wrong.
Yeah,
it's called anarcho something. It's called anarcho
socialism.
Nah, pretty much. It has another word.
How are you a decade younger but so much smarter than me? Fuck.
Oh, I'm not smart.
He's just paid attention to different things than you have.
Yeah, well,
he also doesn't have 3 kids.
That too.
If I want to do something, I'm going to do it. Sorry.
I went to a good high school where we were allowed to like have debates and stuff like that.
I went to a very Mormon high school that was a public school district.
Oh, yeah. It was also like the #1 STD school. Anyway.
And then you question why I'm a whore.
Anyways, we are at almost 2 hours and 45 minutes now. I tried shutting this down almost 25 minutes ago.
Whoops.
I'm getting tired. I need to eat.
Me too.
Yeah. So
it is anarcho-tyranny, and it was said by Samuel Francis. We refuse to control real criminals. That's the anarchy. So we control the innocent. That's the tyranny.
And that's exactly what's happening in this country. It's not just California. It's happening all across.
Mm-hmm.
The illegal immigrants in itself.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, Nerdy Neo, you have been a busy man.
Mm-hmm.
Let the people know what you've got going on.
I actually have a couple of streams this week while I can. So tomorrow night on my channel, we are doing the next episode of Top 5, where Fractured Filter and a few other of my good friends are going to be on, and we are going to be ranking our top 5 favorite Star Wars games. And then on Thursday evening on my channel, it will be my next episode of Open Mic, where I will be having another person who was on in the chat earlier, BD Jake, who has become like one of my internet best friends. We
awesome.
Yeah, I kind of introduced him to our sphere of the internet, and because I think before he was like all over the place. He was on my open mic, and we had multiple times. We had like, did we just become best friends moments?
Yeah, he's cool. He's hanging out with the GCA now too.
Yeah,
he's getting around.
He's all over the place.
Yeah.
So we that open mic went. I think it was my longest one, and we went almost 6 hours, and we could have easily done another 6.
Shit.
So, and we started at like 9 o'clock my time, so it was already midnight his time. So he was up to almost 6 a.m. because he's on the East Coast. And we just had a fantastic discussion. Like, we got to have another one, so we're having our part 2. It may go another 6 hours, who knows? But that's going to be on Thursday night, and I'm very much looking forward to talking to him again because he is awesome. And then, that's about it that I've got planned for right now. Because it's this Saturday would be an episode of Party Chat, but I'm going to be out of the state for work again. So that is not going to be happening. I think the next episode of Party Chat is going to be like June 1st or something.
Sounds like you need a travel rig.
If it was going to be like a consistent thing, probably.
Okay.
I am planning on trying to be on Paul Hadouken's
book club.
No, well, yes, I'm going to try and be on his book club if I can make it. And then my co-host on Top 5, Jason, he is doing a trivia stream on his channel while I'm gone, and I'm going to try and make it to that as well. It really depends. I'm going to have my laptop, and I'm going to take my backup mic. So it kind of depends on whether I'll be off work at the time, because it's very like, I have to make sure all this stuff is ready to go before I can, like, it's like, you have to get this stuff done because I'm leading this project.
Right.
And if it takes till midnight, I'm the one who's got to be there getting it all done. So that shouldn't happen, knock on wood. But you never know. With technology, things don't always go as planned. So that's number one. And then if things do go according to plan, number 2 is how good is the hotel Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
So, and then where I was going with that is that after this trip, which I'll be back next one, because I'm leaving on Friday and I'll be back next Wednesday. As of right now, I don't have any more travel plans for the rest of the year, except I do have one travel. It's local, so I can actually drive from my house. That one's in September. So I don't have anything planned between now and September for traveling for work stuff. So if it becomes more of a regular thing, then but I don't think that's going to happen, but it could. We'll see.
Okay.
So if it becomes more of a regular thing, then I'd invest into something to keep stuff going from the road. I just don't think it's going to be a consistent thing.
Okay. Well, that's kind of nice, because this is a little change up of the norm, but it's not forever.
Yeah, people are like, "Oh, you're getting to travel for work. Are you excited?" I'm like, "No, it's because of my schedule. I want to be at home so I can do this."
Yeah. I mean, it's nice. It's nice for a little bit, but
because it's not like I'm going there for a vacation. It's like I'm working over the freaking weekend. I'm gonna work Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
I remember my first part-time job.
Well, it's not part-time, but
shut up.
Was it behind a Walgreens?
Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, I'm so glad I never had a job like that. I don't need one like to realize.
I'm fucking classy, all right? It was Dutch Brothers.
Oh, okay, dude, those are swarming California now.
Same here.
Yeah.
Low prices, high clientele.
Oh.
So
yeah,
glad to be back on here again because
Yeah,
it's been
dude.
too long, and glad to be getting in a couple streams this week while I have a little bit of time. So yeah, for anyone who, I mean, pretty much everyone in the chat, I think knows me, except for
everyone in the chat's probably subbed. But I dropped the link; it's in the chat. If you're not subbed to Dirty Neo and you like to just listen about stuff about video games, just video games. That's all it is.
Yes,
go sub to Dirty Neo.
I think the only one name I saw in chat today that I didn't recognize was codename Acid.
Well, that's Acid. Acid's been around for a while,
but he already left. But yeah, if you don't know me, basically all I do on my channel is I have 3 or 4 different streams and it's all talking about video games. That's pretty much all I do. Occasionally I play them on stream. I mean, I play video games all the time, but I rarely stream them. Pretty much everything on my channel is just talking about video games. Like we got top 5 where Jason and I have a panel on. We rank our top 5 of whatever it is, our personal favorites. Not like we do a group rank kind of at the end, but we rank our top 5 personal favorites. Party chat is typically every other Saturday, and we talk about fun stuff like hardest boss you ever beat or most annoying video game characters. And then open mic is just talk about video games, and go wherever the conversation takes us. And then me and my buddy Dude 1286, since we're both achievement hunters and completionists, we do a stream every month where we talk about what achievements we hunted over the last month. So yeah, if you like video games, come check me out. I think you'll like.
You got your sub.
Cool. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate it. That should put me at 170.
And Shaka Zulu, what do you got going on?
What up? My bad, I was doing something. I got tons of Helldiver videos and me ranting about Sony videos, and I'll have another one soon about the whole Ubisoft Square Enix Squeenix that they're not going to do exclusives anymore, which is like stuff I was already trying to predict what Sony would do. I was just like, I can't imagine Sony like having more people that even want to do exclusives with them anymore. And I kind of doubted it. And then this news happened. And I was like, Jesus, like all of our, like, it's been pretty easy to predict Sony's downfall right now. So we got a lot of video game talk on my channel. And then I stream while I stream a lot on Kick. And I guess sometimes YouTube. So, yep, that's what I'm doing. And then I'll be on Thursday's show.
Unrelated, Paul just showed up. It's funny. Almost every time I mention Paul, he shows up like within minutes.
Paul always shows up at the end of my shows.
Nice.
But what's up, Paul? I just mentioned you a couple minutes ago about book club.
And Steve, what have you got going on?
Life. Have
Sweet.
A good one.
That sucks. I was napping.
I just figured you were working.
Nice. He works late, I think, right?
Yeah, he typically drives all night.
He's even if it's at the end, he's here every time. So thank you, Paul, for showing up. I did have that poll earlier, and 60-something% voted that they were not gay. But yet I only have 1 thumbs down on this video. There is 1 thumb down here. Don't know why. But whatever, dude. Oh, he's going to work now. So yeah, you can catch me here with all the guys and a bunch of people you saw in the chat for the weekend pregame. I have no idea what we're talking about. Probably going to go back. I don't know. I'm in a weird place. I usually like to talk about weird shit, but it's just been so much weird shit. But it's just been kind of nice to just talk about even controversy to a degree, but like kind of have like an intellectual conversation about it. We'll see what I pull out of my ass for this Thursday.
Nice.
You should open pregame to saying it's bloodbath.
What's that?
You should open this next pregame saying it's the next episode of Bloodbath.
I've already done.
Yeah.
Nerdy, were you there for Thursday's show?
I did watch last week's show after the fact.
Jesus Christ, dude, he's losing his hosting capabilities, dude. This dude's like
he booked way too many superstars on one stream.
No, he's falling apart, dude. Like Biden Jr.
I might.
Oh no! Wait! No!
Your
That's right.
YouTube
The
was
beginning of the
fucked
last
up.
show fucking was a shit show.
You
because
were
YouTube
late.
was down.
You were late. Fucking, and you had your all famous lightning
Well,
guy.
thankfully, YouTube didn't have the 2 slurs that were said.
Right? Maybe I don't know. They also got thrown around after the 2-hour mark. But YouTube was down when I tried to start last Thursday stream. I had Lethal Lightning, Vex Electronica, and Horror Amarada on top of the panel.
Okay, yeah, I did watch that one. I think I just watched that yesterday or the day before.
Oh, okay.
Poor
That's like
Dermy got ganged
40
up on that show.
So yeah, if you watched it on YouTube, you missed
like
the first
40
half an
minutes.
hour.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Then I missed part of it because I was watching it on YouTube.
But yeah, that was a shit show. Hopefully, we don't have to go through that again. You know what? Hey, you know what? The internet's working. We've had internet issues all weekend.
So
it's
weird.
been bullshit, but we made it through this. Made it through the stream of the State of Decay show on Horny House channel last night, which you'll find me over there on his channel randomly. You'll see I'll be random channels whenever it just comes up. Thank you to everyone who's watching. Thank you, Paul, Fractured, Steve, Shock, Acid. It's great to see you, sir. I would love to have you back on sometime. Real Wade Nation. There's another name that I don't want to miss that was in the beginning that I met in Vegas.
Oh,
Starscream,
Vigilante, Starscream, yeah. Something Vigilante, I think.
Savage Dad was in here for a bit.
Valiance, something.
And then also had our first actual kick person along with the fake kick person.
Oh, Small Time Republic, yeah.
And yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Everyone say goodbye and wave awkwardly at the camera.